Hey, Bandit, I know you probably don't want to hear this, my guy, but maybe we should not do the intro today if you're having still technical difficulties.
The best way to do that is use OBS and run it through that.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
Yeah, and then you could just have that as its own scene, and then just run it as a virtual camera.
And OBS is made for that stuff.
Hell yes, the best.
I think Bandit was trying to run it through OBS because he's using StreamYards and shit. But
I was trying to. It was all messed up.
Yeah, Bandit, if you want, my guy,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. My bad. I interrupted. Go. Sorry. We're live.
Oh, what it do, everybody? It's your boy Bennett, and we're here with my group of villains trying to figure out what the hell is going on with our Detroit Lions, man. After we lost to the Bears 28-13. But before we get into that, we're going to do what we always do and let you know what villains is in the house. Starting with Blue. Let him know who you is, though.
Yo, what up? It's Blue. Sorry for interrupting the flow at the beginning, but yeah, let's talk about this depressing day yesterday.
Very depressing. Sky, let him know who you is, though.
You already know, bro.
Not able to speak.
John, let him know who you is, though. Rumble, let him know who you is, though.
Man, Rumble, I'm here once again with the villains, man. We had to do it all over again tonight, man.
For sure. Nate the Hate, let him know who you is, though.
What's up, man? Nate the Hate from Texas. Oh, fuck, man. What a horrible loss yesterday. Let's go.
I thought you forgot your name for a second. Mike, let him know who you is, though.
What up, y'all? It's Mike. Y'all can find me on Twitter at @1pride_JR.
At Soft Kitty.
Detroit Kitties.
And if that represents the Detroit Lions offensive line yesterday.
Oh, shit.
Wow. And we got somebody new on the show today.
Yeah.
First time meeting him, just like y'all.
Your boy Birdsong here. What's up? It's your boy Birdsong here to talk shit, and just be disgusted about this last game, but let's get it.
You didn't hold back. You said I'm here to talk shit.
I like it.
Shit, all day. That's all I do. You see my channel. I just
Sky already likes it. That's a good sign.
You got to talk shit.
Yeah.
So everybody wondering, we all trying to figure out. We all came here to this therapy session today to figure out what's going on with this Lions, man. We're gonna start off with this man right here, the core of our offensive man who run the show. Somebody please tell me, man, what's going on with our quarterback, man? What's going on with him, man? Like,
I'm gonna start off with this.
what's
Fuck.
going on with Jared Goff, man?
Fuck. Talk about a fucking banger. All right, let everybody that fucking wants to fucking spew hate do it, dude. Let's just let everybody out. Let them get it out.
Oh
Go ahead.
shit! Hey, look, I'm gonna be the first to admit I'm a Goff supporter, man.
My man, you a guest on our show. We're gonna let you go first. What's going on with Goff?
Okay. Hey, look, I'm a Goff supporter. I love Goff. When he first came here, people was talking all that shit. You got me? You hear me? I'm clear.
Yeah, you clear?
You good?
Okay. Look, I don't buy into the bullshit that he got little hands or none of that shit. Look, the man's won more than he's lost. Can't nobody say none against that, right? He inherited the Rams. Did we forget about who the Rams was when he first got there? He was the same way he picked up the Lions, dog, and he brought them to a Super Bowl. Now, am I going to defend his last few weeks? Not really. I got as many questions as y'all, but I don't put as many of those fumbles on him. Right. Let's start with this last fumble. There was a missed snap with a new snapper. Right. Glasgow was in there. So I believe it was Glasgow that did that shit.
It was Glasgow.
His
It was Glasgow,
interceptions,
yeah.
a lot of them being tipped, a lot of them being, so I'm not going to put all that on him.
They're both on
I
fourth
still-
down too.
I still think that I mean, we can talk about his arm, right? I think he has it in him, but it's going to get to the point where he's got to get J-Mo the ball, deep shots, So again, I'm going to support him. I'm not going to bash him. I rock with him or whatever. But yeah, I don't really put it as much on him as I put it on the defense not stepping up. Good teams win games when they only score 13 points, 14 points. It happens,
But our defense isn't that good, bro. Shit, man.
Hey, look.
On a good day,
Yeah,
we'll give up 20 points.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Because, I mean, if defense wins championships, that's what they say. So we really can't put all this shit on the offense for not putting up 40 fucking points. That's ridiculous. You expecting somebody to be elite, but then a lot of people criticize him and say he's below average. It's just crazy. But what you think?
Nate, what you think was going on with Goff, man?
Fuck, man. I think there's a lot of factors right now. I think he's a little scared, man. I think that with his hooker talk and the hooker is healthy now and he's starting to get practice, man. I think he's looking behind his shoulder, man. I think he knows and sees the writing on the wall that this very well could be his last hurrah with Detroit, man. Because I think Hooker is the new toy that everybody's talking about and the buzz about. And I think he's a little scared. And also, too, dude, I think he's hurt, man. I think that something's wrong with his shoulder or his hand. Because if you watch the way the ball comes out on completions, too, it's ugly. I've never seen Goff throw this ugly. Like that one to Laporta where he threw to it. I don't know what the fuck that was, but it got completed. Surprised it did. But, I mean, dude, he's got to stop turning over the fuck.
Tight window, Nate. That's what he does.
Yeah, but, dude, the ball's god-awful garbage when it comes out of his hand, dude. They're like wounded ducks. I mean, he makes Vince Young.
We've talked
He's
about
been throwing
that.
ducks. He's been throwing ducks.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I've seen Goff.
Why that is?
Yeah, but I've seen Goff play in the past. I've never seen him throw this bad of a ball. Like he's making Vince Young look like Joe Montana, man.
But you also got to think what happened this last game. He threw some dimes.
Yeah, as well. I mean, he makes some good passes too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but the reality is this is the reality. Okay, First off, I'll talk about the defense right now. Listen, y'all need to lower your expectations on this fucking defense. Okay, this defense is playing with low.
Right now. We're talking about golf.
I know.
We're talking about defense right now.
But I'm going to tell you how it equates to the defense. This defense is not a shutdown defense. So Goff is expected to have a better offense and expected to put up points because that's where all the capital, that's where all the money's at. And the offense is expected to be better than what it is. Now, I know they got injuries, but shit, you got a lot of weapons, man. You got to get more creative with those weapons. And then it's on Ben too. Absolutely, it's on Ben. But the thing is, too, Goff can't fucking turn over the ball, man. He just can't do that. Like, seriously, you put your offense, you kill your momentum on the offense side, and then you fucking make the defense have to guard half the field, which that's something they don't want to do. They're not very good at doing all the time. So Goff just has to play clean games, man. When we win, Goff plays clean games, and he has not played clean games. I can't remember the last really clean game he played that I could say, damn, he played like perfect or up to the standards that we expect him to be. Like it's been bad, bro. And the problem is with Goff is every game it perpetuates more. Like in all our losses, he's had over multiple turnovers. You just can't win games like that. Period. So, I don't know, man.
I agree, but you also got to think of it on the offensive side of the ball. Not to interrupt nobody, but let's look at it this way. When you got Ben Johnson out there calling run, that's the same old Lions bullshit. You don't expect that out of somebody that's being lifted up and saying he's going to be the next great head coach, right? He's being predictable. So you put us in a position that when he asks to throw the ball, it's a lot more predictable, right? Third and mid, third and long, and right there your back's already against the ropes. You're not dropping them on 1st and 10 and sending a dagger to J-Mo or doing anything like that.
Yeah, he needs to stretch the field. I agree. Yeah, for sure.
But again, he can't. Maybe he doesn't have as much creative control as we have been led to believe, right? Because all I see him doing is killing plays and then handing it off. Because I feel like maybe when he does get passing plays, the defense ain't set up for him right. So I genuinely put it more on Ben Johnson. Now, if we have a segment on Ben Johnson, I have a big theory on
we
that.
got one. Oh, we got
So
one.
I'll wait for that. But I do believe I put a lot more of the offensive.
He's the leader, yeah, for sure.
On the faults on the offense, 100%. It's Ben Johnson, less than it is Goff, because I think his turnovers are fluky, tipped passes, shit like that. You can't blame him for a defender putting his hand in the right spot, But yeah. Let's see what everybody got to say.
Mike, same question, man. What's going on with Goff, man? He been off, man.
He got to play better, but I'm gonna say the same thing I said yesterday on here and on Twitter. Like, it all starts with that line, man. Like, no quarterback under that much duress with a line that's not blocking worth a damn is gonna be worth anything on that field. That's where them turnovers coming from. Like, if he was in a clean pocket and he was turning the ball over consistently, that's another story. That's on him. But all turnovers aren't created equal, and all turnovers, whether they come from the quarterback, are not all on the quarterback. That's all I got. Like, that offensive line got to protect better. Taylor Decker got his ass whooped yesterday. He's one of the best guys online. Same thing with Jonah Jackson. He wasn't good in pass protection either, and he hasn't been good in pass protection for the whole season, if we want to be honest and talk about that. They got to protect that man.
You're right.
And I think more of the Lions fans need to watch these other teams too, because we saw the same shit in the next wave of games against Buffalo and Kansas City. Both of them quarterbacks supposed to be the best of the best in the world. They both play like dog shit.
So I got to ask you something, Mike. So you know that Decker's done had some issues on the outside, and he has that bad foot, and he's on the blind side of Goff. And when he fails to do his job, Goff can't see that shit coming, right? And that's a lot of them strip sacks. How would you feel about Penei Sewell being swapped around with him? You know what I'm saying? And just allowing him, if you're already at a disadvantage, at least be on the sight side of the quarterback so he can see shit coming.
Decker's usually been pretty solid, man. He just has some games sometimes where he gets
this year. He's been letting people go.
Yeah, Decker. If we want to be honest about Decker, like if you look at the last month, shit, he's as much as the problem as Jared Goff is. Like, I agree with what you said. I don't know about the switch. I think it's too late in his career to be switching, especially in season. But they gonna have to. I know he doesn't like tight ends and all that. That's been documented. But he's gonna have to get some help if he can't fucking block. Like, he's killing plays just like the other offensive linemen killing plays. Like, I know everybody want to jump on the right guards and shit, like when or the left guards, wherever Sorsdale is lining up, or the other kid that played last night. Can't even pronounce his name.
Coyote.
Yeah, they want to jump on them, but we need to start jumping on the main guys like Jonah Jackson and Ted Decker. Even Penei Sewell, some of these games. Yesterday, I thought he was straight, but some of these games,
pride, man. Dan said himself he wasn't. They believe in their tackles so much they don't want to put tight ends on the end, which is stupid.
Right.
Like,
right.
You gotta fucking,
I don't think it's stupid because it's worked so well in the majority of these games. Like 90% of the time, that shit works.
Gotta give them some help, man.
But if they're going to continue to struggle on a consistent basis like this, because I gave them a pass after that Packers game, I said they're gonna rebound and they ain't gonna be like this, but they did it again right in this Bears game. Like, they got to keep him upright. If you don't keep your quarterback upright, and then I get people talking about, hey, he got to step up in the pocket. Step the fuck up where? Step up into a sack? Like, he got pressure coming from everywhere. I'm glad the 22 is out today too. So if anybody got the 22, watch it because that's what I'm doing right now. But that's all I got. Y'all can go to the next person.
No, I think this would be a great time for me to piggyback off you, Mike, because honestly.
Rumble, same question, man.
Wait, Sky was going, Neil. Let Sky go, then go to Rumble.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scott.
Neil and that laggy ass. No worries, bro.
I'm telling you guys.
No worries. No, so my thing about it is I'm with Mike and I'm not with Mike, because me and Mike talk about this shit all the time, and you guys listen to my pod. I talk about Goff in a way that he's my quarterback until he's not. And my thing about it is, and here you go ahead and share the screen what I put up here so everybody can see. Along with the linemen and everything like that. I mean, yesterday specifically, because Jared Goff prior to yesterday, he wasn't helping his own case. We can all agree on this. We can all agree the last 3 weeks, Jared Goff was not helping himself in any way. He was throwing bad balls. He was having bad games along with our offense struggling. He was struggling. We know this. We talk about this. It wasn't a bad goal. But yesterday's game, I don't think Jared was struggling at all. I think everybody else was around him. So you guys talk about the offensive line. Yeah, Gibbs had a decent day, but then we got shit like this.
Yeah, wide open.
That's a touchdown.
That's
That
a
was a
fucking
touchdown.
touchdown.
If you look at all the
Off the
blockers
board.
he has.
Touchdown.
Yeah. With the
So
speed he has, easy.
So when we talk about Jared Goff in a way that is like, okay, he's having a bad day. People look at it and they see all the weird throws and the batted balls and him getting sacked because the pocket's collapsing on him and they want him to be fucking Justin Fields all of a sudden. But yet we have shit like this. So if we just get rid of that and we just go on to the next one here, we're gonna see the same fucking thing. We're gonna see the same fucking shit. The same shit. We all know this fucking play. We all know this fucking play.
Is that the pick?
We all know this fucking play.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Jared Goff?
No,
That's
on the
Jared?
center. No,
How is that Jared?
That's on the center. Miscue.
And that's how delusional Twitter is, because I had everybody
Exactly.
tell me yesterday that was Jared when it was not. That's Glasgow.
Now I'm fucking critical of Jared. I truly am, because I think that like we've talked about before, like he has to be an improviser in situations like this. Now, not like this, but in like adverse situations, besides the center fucking up and he can't even get the ball in his hands, he needs to be more of an improviser. He's not at the at times he's not the best at it. He collapses, he folds, he's easy to take down, he fumbles easy, things like that. Like that shit needs to be cleaned up. This shit, that shit, you can't do anything about it. And then the last one is even funnier because this happened all fucking day long. This shit happened all fucking day long, dude. But we're talking about Jared.
This receiver stopping their routes.
He needs to get better. But this is Jared.
That's a clean
Clean
pocket. right
pocket.
there.
He's got time. 4th and 17. Ding.
Who drops that?
That's on.
Amon-Ra.
That's on Amon-Ra.
And that was his second one at the time. that he
He had a horrible grade.
100%.
First down on the same fucking drive.
Yeah, if Day was here, that was going to be the milk carton, in my opinion. Amon-Ra that day.
Which is an anomaly because Amon-Ra usually catches everything. I'm pretty sure he'll double the Doug's machines this coming week.
Now
Oh,
again,
yeah.
guys,
Yeah,
what I'm saying is he needs to be more consistent when it comes to improvising in adversity. Yes, we know this. Jared Goff is not going to go out there and fucking scramble for 10 yards and call it a day. He's not going to do that. He's a stand in the pocket quarterback. He's going to get it done with his fucking arm.
But
So
another thing
whatever the fuck that means, and Ben Johnson and him got to get on the same page of, because I'm with Bird when it comes to Ben Johnson. He's going to get into that, but because I'm going to probably be in agreement with his ass with most of this shit. So whatever him and Jared Goff got to figure the fuck out to make this easier for him to be able to make quicker throws and not try to get all these deep digs and all these fucking. I know we want all these go routes from JMO. I honestly just want drags. I just want
he
fucking.
can't throw
drags
that far.
from
He can't hit JMO. JMO's too fast for him, man. I think we all know
I
that.
do have to
Listen,
disagree with
Jim.
that. I got to disagree with
Yeah,
that.
I don't.
He
I
has
don't
one of
agree
the
with that.
longest. Not to cut you off, he has one of the longest in-air bombs in the history of the NFL. Back when he played for the Rams, the longest air times.
But he underthrows
He
JMO
has-
all the
He has
time.
an arm. He just
That was a problem.
Bird, I'm not saying he doesn't have an arm and he can't do it. What I'm saying
have
is
a
the fucking
consistent arm,
offense at
dude.
this time cannot facilitate long throws like
yeah, it's
that.
the
We're
receivers.
putting
Yeah,
him
like-
in bad
I agree.
situations.
I agree.
I can't tell you how many people on Twitter was in my inbox, whether it was the group chat or just texting me or telling me he missed JMO wide open. Then I see the fucking play and he couldn't even step into the throw. Like the running back completely got blown up and his man was going right into Jared Goff. Had to throw that off his back foot. That was not an arm strength issue. That
But
was
I
a
will-
quarterback not being able to step into that throw.
Right, but I will say this about Goff that it has concerned me a lot with some of these last games is that he's missed a lot of open receivers. And if you guys remember that fourth down play where he threw to Laporta on the fourth down and got picked off, he had a receiver right in front of Laporta that was wide open.
The thing was JMO.
It was probably
Yes.
JMO.
So
Yeah.
this is my thing with Goff.
Go ahead.
He
Bubba.
is a quarterback of like 8+ seasons. He should be able to audible. He knows what the defense is showing him. He should be able to audible at the line. He should be able to slide protection. He's donning that C on his jersey. So at some point, he's got to be the man of that offense. You have to go out there. If you got a slide protection to the right, you have to do these things, man, because you're out there on the field. You're seeing this. So at some point, he has to be able to do that. He should be able to have 2 or 3 plays in his head that he can audible to quickly.
One
If
thing
he knows it's going to be 6 people blitzing him, like he should be able to audible. He should be able to get something to where it's not him forcing a throw and completing it to the other team.
One thing that I don't know if y'all watched the Colin Cowherd show or whatever, he made a great point that I wanted to tell y'all. Is he said quarterbacks that are not athletic win pre-snaps before the ball snap, the pre-snap calls and all that, the kills, the adjustments, the line adjustments. Goff's not doing that.
And tempo.
He's not winning at the pre-snaps. He's not seeing the matchups.
Right.
And that's why it's fucking turning into a shit show. Because some of the best quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, that's not athletic, he killed at the line.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He's gotta win at the pre-snaps, and he's not winning at those. And that's why I think that's one of the reasons why he's struggling. And I don't know what Ben Johnson has to do or get with him. But
if I can answer the Jared Goff question, what is going on with Jared Goff? It's clearly the support around him, the support system, the foundation.
What?
Guys. No, Lucci, let me finish before you.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
As we all know, this offensive line has been playing like shit. Ben Johnson has been play calling like shit. When those two operate at the same time, most quarterbacks, let alone Jared Goff, is not going to do much. It's that simple from my perspective.
Correct. And
what's going on, fellas?
What's going on, Lucci?
Look, I want to run this down. I want to run this down real quick because I told a few people last time I was on that Jerry Jacobs is not a starting cornerback in this league. I've also told a few people about Brad Holmes. Nobody wanted to listen, but it's okay because today we gonna get to some real stuff real quick. First of all, the idea that Jared Goff doesn't have a supporting cast.
We just talked about Goff.
That's what we doing now.
Yep.
The idea that Jared Goff doesn't have a supporting cast. What? Even every play you show people open on option 2 and 3. Did he ever look at them?
But nope. It wasn't about the receiver options.
But he went to his favorite target, which I'm okay with him going to the favorite target. I'm okay with him doing that. But every clip that you show was a guy who did not go through each of his reads. He locked in on a particular receiver, and that's where he went to. And the idea that
I showed what?
He locked in on the receiver, and that's who he threw it to.
Brother, it was a fucking swing pass on one of them to fucking Gibbs, which was a fucking play screen that was a touchdown, and the other one was a 4th and 17 in a fucking deep dig. What are we talking about?
So here's the thing: the pass that Gibbs dropped, he dropped it, right? But I'm telling you, even on that pass that he dropped, he locked in on his target. And yes, it's 4th down.
Play. What the fuck are you talking about?
That play was designed for Gibbs.
Play.
That's a
screen.
100% play designed for Gibbs. I get that. But as a quarterback, as I believe it was somebody that I heard earlier say, he's not going through winning at the line of scrimmage with his checks and stuff like that. This is a design play. I get every last bit of that. And it's funny that you asked me to let you speak, but everything I'm saying, you cutting me in. But it's okay. The reality is he locks it on his players. And the idea that he doesn't have a supporting cast is 100% cap. That's BS. That's not true. That is not what it is. They have invested a lot of real high quality people to be on the offense for him. Any quarterback who needs a storm to be perfect should not be a franchise quarterback. And that's the truth. Game managers don't get paid more money like that.
Look, he didn't say they didn't have a supporting cast.
I agree with that last part.
Yeah, it's about them performing on the field. It's about them getting out there and performing. Because it don't matter how much they're getting paid when you got people dropping the ball and you got people getting their ass kicked on the offensive line all day.
Exactly. It's about
receivers are paid to catch the ball.
They're not even getting paid that much. But also, you got to look. I don't think it's a problem with him not going through his progressions. I think that's one of the things he's been praised about this year. Is he's gone through progressions and he's not staring down receivers.
Jared Goff is Jesus. We can't speak on him. He's the savior. He's the answer. And the reality is this is one of the things that blows my mind when it comes to our fan base. We find ways to glorify certain things and we downplay the others. And the reality is this, that Jared Goff has failed on every level. He has been a hot mess on every level. If it's not, wait a minute. Notice every time you start talking, I stop. So let me finish. He has failed. Okay, the turnovers, the inability to get the ball downfield without it coming up short. There's been a number of times where he's thrown the ball to J-Mo, and all we talk about is order. He has the longest history. So what? We're talking about what happened on Sunday. And on Sunday, he underthrew a wide open receiver in J-Mo. That happened. You can't ignore that. We can't act like that did not happen. We can't act like Jared Goff has no athletic ability. Like, this dude has no way of escaping and doing it. He has been playing like crap the entire time. And the reality is as much as I would love to sit there and give him an excuse, damn that. If his head coach ain't doing it, why are we as fans making excuses for him? His head coach ain't giving him no excuses. Why are we doing it? And the reality is he ain't giving himself no excuses. He had a bad game. He just did. And the reality is that if you look at Jared Goff in that game yesterday, that's not good enough. I don't give a care what team you put him on. You could have gave him the best line in the world. You could have gave him Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, and freaking Marvin Harrison. And guess what? He's not going to get them the ball because he's not going through his progression. Huh?
I said, I bet they would have caught that bitch.
Randy Moss would have definitely caught that.
Yeah, like I don't get where he's coming from with that. Because why would you think? What do you think was wrong with that pass to J-Mo?
It was underthrown.
Well, why was it underthrown?
Because he underthrew it. He ain't the first quarterback to have pressure. He ain't the first quarterback to have people in his face. He just underthrew it. It just is what it is.
Him having to throw it off his back foot and not being able to step into the throw had nothing to do with that throw.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Because guess what? Here's the reality of it. I saw Matthew Stafford in the game against the Ravens throwing off his back foot, had no problem getting the ball down there. So miss me with that.
Quarterback.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. So even though we're talking about a different type of quarterback, let's put the perspective where it belongs. We need a different type of quarterback. We don't need this guy who can't escape the pocket. We don't need this guy who needs everything to be perfect. We don't need a guy who can't sit up there and make off scheduled throws when he's supposed to. Now, he's had some here and there, but even a blind squirrel gets a nut. And the thing that's blowing my mind is I'm listening to this stuff and people trying to point out stuff and they're trying to defend him is this is ridiculous. He had a bad game. Just say he had a bad game. Let's not talk about the other stuff.
What's crazy, Luke, is like you say that where I was talking about him through the segments, but yet you missed the part where I said that he needs to continue to improve to be an improviser in adversity. Because that's exactly what you're talking about.
I didn't miss that part. What I'm telling you is when you can say the following statement, he doesn't have the supporting cast around him. I'm going, what?
Yeah, on Sunday he didn't. On Sunday he had plenty of players that dropped the ball.
On Sunday, how many drop passes they had that game?
Was that
we lead a lot of we lead the NFL. We're top 5 in the NFL.
We're not talking about listen, we're only talking about that game because that's what he wants to focus on. How many drop passes in that game? from the Lions.
Discounting the couple, the 2 by Amon-Ra and the 1 by Gibbs. That's
4.
3. So 4.
That's how many?
So he said 4.
4.
Four.
I said
4
4.
drop passes. How many passes was caught?
20.
Yeah, but those were scoring
Are we
drops too.
really
Those
doing
are
this
points
right
off
now?
the
So we're
board.
gonna put the
I hear what you're saying. I hear everything that y'all saying. I hear everything that y'all saying. But I'm trying to get to a point really quick. So we had, from your count, 4 drops and 20 passes caught.
But
Yep.
here's the other thing on top of that, Luke. Nobody's saying we don't have a supporting cast. Yesterday they had a bad fucking game. Jared didn't have the best fucking game, but you can't sit there and blame the entire game on him when he's hitting you in the chest with a fucking ball and you drop
But
it.
he's not, though. He's not hitting you with the
offensive
chest.
line is not performing, and Ben Johnson
He's not,
is
though.
performing.
How?
He's not hitting you in the chest. And that's a problem. He's not. And when he's throwing these passes are either low, they're wobbly, they're not a tight spiral, they're not consistent enough. He had a really good pass in the game where he threw to Donovan People-Jones, he squirrels it in there. I give him that, right? But that's not consistent enough. The same way that everybody was ready to burn the bridge down and set the world on fire to get rid of Aaron Glenn, but now we're gonna come in here and make excuses for a quarterback who over the last 4 games got 9 turnovers? Miss me with that. This
It's not
man,
entirely his fault, though.
you're right.
No.
It's not his fault. It's everybody else's fault. You got it.
I said entirely his fault, Luke G.
What percentage? What percentage? Well, put a percentage on it.
It's probably 25% his fault.
25%.
What's wrong with that, bro? Did you not see how bad the O-line played? Did you not see how bad Ben Johnson has been playing? Like, this is
Ben
not just a
Johnson.
one-game thing.
I said that last time I was on here that Ben Johnson play calling has been a joke when y'all was trying to down the damn defense.
Nobody
and I'm
said
telling
that. Nobody
and what
said
I'm saying
that.
what I'm telling you is Ben Johnson wasn't the problem.
Problems too. So
The Ben Johnson wasn't the problem. The problem was a damn quarterback who just doesn't go through his progressions. He has to go through his progressions, and he has to take shots. He has the ability to call and adjust plays, and when he had a chance to do so, he didn't. He's the guy who can make these type of calls and stuff. But this is what it is. We always want to go back and talk about the other stuff, but in yesterday's game, we could talk about the offensive line.
It's a team game.
Right.
But we can talk about. We got to try to talk about the other things too. We have to talk about the line.
We do, but in this segment, we're talking about Jared Goff, and instead of talking about Jared Goff, we're trying to say, "Oh, look, these guys didn't do this." What they did was so rare compared to what
is playing like shit because of those guys.
Yeah,
he's been doing this though. He's been doing this for the last few fucking games. Well, how can we say it's because of them when the last few games it's been him? How?
He wasn't like that in the first 8 games.
Go ahead, Rumble.
So now we're going back 8 games. I thought we were just talking about this game past Friday.
But
right?
you're saying for his whole career he was ass. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, what I'm telling you is for his whole career, and this is one of the reasons why McVay got rid of him. He needs the perfect storm, and without the perfect storm, Jared Goff is rendered just no better than most of these other average quarterbacks, and that's the reality of it. He can't extend the plays with his legs. He doesn't have the ability to go through all these progressions. He doesn't have the ability to do the adjustments at the line of scrimmage to put him in the right place. He just do his job, and that's cool. You get a game manager, that's cool. But I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, we are not going to sit up here and blame everything else because the storm is no longer perfect for him. He got to make a fucking play. I'm sorry. He got to do it.
Okay, but Luke, again, you're getting lost in everything else. All I'm saying is that Jared Goff has been playing crappy. I'm not denying that. But what you have to acknowledge, too, is when a quarterback loses a good offensive line performance and a play caller's performance, what is a quarterback supposed to do when you lose your play caller and your offensive line? Like, they've been performing like crap for since the Baltimore game?
This is what I want to see from Jared Goff, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, Blue, but this is a true definition of a leader. You go over to your O-line after you guys punt the ball, whatever. You go over to your O-line and talk to them. You show emotion. You be that leader.
And that's not him. That's not him, bro. That's not him. He's not that type of leader.
You be him though, man. You can't don a captain on your jersey and not expect those kind of responsibilities.
He leads by a different way, bro. He leads by a different way.
How is he leading by? I need an emotional leader at quarterback, bro. He is the maestro.
I'm with you, man, but he's not that type of guy, bro. He's not that type of guy.
He's conducting the offense. Don't call him a game manager if he's not conducting the offense. You cannot call him a game manager. That's an
I mean,
oxymoron.
But he's a
the
Cali
fact-
boy.
Call him a game
But he's a
manager.
Cali
Yeah,
boy, and that's
he-
the thing
he's-
they say
he's
about
laid
him.
back.
He's not
He's
vocal.
laid back.
to that.
Yeah.
He
He's
listens
not
to that
vocal.
voice in his helmet. I know he listens to that. He listens to that voice in his helmet. And if you see the defense is showing you something completely different, and you know you're not going to have time to run that play, you can hot route somebody. You can do. I've seen it a couple of times, but I haven't seen it on a consistent basis to where it's like, okay, he is okay. And then how about do tempo? Like if we know we just got an 8-yard gain, go tempo. Hey, line up, let's go. Hey, set, hut, boom, 2 yards, boom.
I don't know if he's ever run hurry up offense in his lifetime, man. Maybe college.
And
hurry up.
that's actually been when they've been pretty good when they go tempo, but that's a coaching aspect. That's not a quarterback.
Yeah,
that's Ben Johnson giving him the reins to do so. Now I do got to say something real fast, just to give it a fair shake to Luke G here. Now when it comes to, you said a few things I kind of want to address just a little bit because I have some questions. So the first thing you said, he was talking about his failure to go through progressions, right? You're saying he needs to go through progressions a little more. I disagree with it, but hey, I could be wrong too. I'm not out there on the field. But and then also you said one thing, you said something along the lines of it doesn't matter if he had that long streak and no turnovers. What has he done the last 3 games? Right. But I also want to look at his career, his time here collectively, you know. And to not be able to go back and point at his long streak and not turning the ball over to say, oh, that don't matter. Well, then we can't really look at the last X amount of games and say that's bona fide him, you know. And I think I was probably the most golf supportive coming on here. I was saying, hey, I'm a golf fan. But even I said he needs to do better. So I don't really see nobody defending him that much. This team, this offense is just slowed down, whether that's Ben Johnson, whether that's Goff not doing his job, regardless. They need to figure it the fuck out. At the end of the day, everybody got to figure the fuck out. I'm not gonna say here and hit fucking Jared Goff in the jaw and not hit all these other guys. They all fucked up.
The thing about Goff too is you have to understand his personality. It's more laid back. If you watch his press conferences, he's more. He doesn't give a shit a lot of times. He doesn't show a lot of emotion, win or lose. He's just very even keel. But the thing about Goff that really, I think people need to understand is Goff is more of a soldier listening to what the general says. He's not going to go rogue and he's not going to go against the grain of what Ben Johnson does. Whatever Ben Johnson tells him, he's going to do whatever Ben Johnson says. And that's what he is. He is a follower of Ben Johnson.
Bandit, stop it. You're going to get us in trouble.
If I were to let me address what he asked me. If I were to look at Jared Goff's whole career, I still see an average quarterback. If I look at his whole entire time here with the Detroit Lions, I still see an average quarterback. If I looked at his entire career with the Detroit Lions, I see a guy who played very spotty in every situation and only played successful when the storm was perfect and the opponent was having problems. We can go through and look at all the other quarterbacks who have problems. You just lost to a Bears team who offensive line ain't the best, okay? Who quarterback had to make a lot of off-tilter, off-schedule plays, okay? I know Jared Goff ain't mobile like him, but that's my point. It's time to switch it up. Get somebody who can do that because he can't. I know that we could talk about that. We look over at so many other teams, the Rams, the Bills. Everybody has had bad games. I totally get that. But when I go through and I look at these games, excuse me, in particular, when we're talking about Jared Goff and looking at Jared Goff, I can only talk about the person that they're discussing. Before I get to all the other things and say, oh, well, they had this drop here and that drop there. That's 2 plays out of 11 possessions. They literally, for the second half, went 31 plays for 71 yards. Think about that.
Do we have the calls pulled up? Is it a run, or is it a run, third and long pass?
But the thing with that is you got to judge the whole team. My bad. You got to judge the whole team because are we counting the pre-snap penalties where they keep on going fucking backwards and putting themselves behind us?
Or the negative plays,
obvious passing.
Like,
like
that's my question. Like all that shit takes into account for the offense and the quarterback.
this team is not good when it's long down and distance. It's pretty much obvious that when
But
we
why
get to
not
third
though?
and
How many targets? How many targets has
Because
J-Mo got this last game?
That's not fair
That's
to say.
Ben Johnson.
Because
That's
you
Ben
scored on
Johnson's
3
problem.
plays.
It's not
You
Ben
scored-
Johnson. How many targets has he got?
How is it not Ben Johnson when you ain't scheming
Ben
J-Mo?
Johnson got his 13 points in that Bears game too.
No, no
How many targets did he get? This is a question that we're not asking, and we're not asking all these other ones. How come we don't ride the hot hand when it's hot? Okay, you come out, you keep starting Montgomery. I'm cool when you do it, but when he gets 1 or 2 runs and they don't go, and you put in Gibbs for 1, keep him going until he stops too. And we're not doing that. That could be coaching. But what I'm talking about is the quarterback's ability to see people and see them down the field. I don't want to keep skipping over this. You want to talk about 4 drops. That's not even freaking 10% of the plays that he called, right? Like 4 drops. That's in most teams, that's great. You only have 4 drops. That's great for most teams. What I'm trying to point out is what about the plays that wasn't a drop? what about the plays where we're getting him sacked and stuff? He's not able to even manipulate the pocket. He's not moving left. He's not moving right. And I believe I don't want to botch my brother's name, but my man Nate said it best. He's a freaking soldier. He's going to follow whatever the instructions are of that guy. And that's the guy you don't want. You need somebody who understands I need to move around and buy you some time. Even if you're not going to do that, you have to master the line of scrimmage. You need to know they play better than them before they even do it and expose it. If you come up to the line of scrimmage and you see something and you read the defense like you're supposed to as an NFL/franchise quarterback, because what this is really showing me is in his entire time being here, he's had a spotty time. Take all the good, mix it with the bad, it evens out. It's still spotty. And that's not somebody we should be paying. All I'm pointing out to you is this. If you just look at Jared Goff as it stands right now, he's not good enough to be getting a contract with us. And that's my point. When we make excuses for him, we're saying that, hey, it's not really his fault. We should give him his contract and get him more help. We have given him every goddamn thing. Running backs, offensive linemen, tight ends, receivers. What else you got to give him? He's got it all.
We weren't arguing that. We weren't arguing that. We weren't arguing.
No, it's about the performance. It's not about who they have. It's about how they performing out there on that field. And I feel like that's being missed greatly.
Can he win? Hey, if we make a run in the playoffs, can he win? If defense is playing well, can Jared Goff win a Super Bowl? Can he play a solid game? Yes or no?
No.
You just said he was an average quarterback, though.
He is an average quarterback, and average quarterbacks don't usually win Super Bowls in most cases. The defense can play. The defense,
average.
And he ain't won a Super Bowl yet. So listen, the defense can play. Oh, that's great. That's the standard. So the defense can be lights out. The storm for him has to be perfect, and that's the problem. Eric Kramer in '91 won a playoff game. He wasn't even average. The problem is when you got to have a perfect storm. You can't have a guy who needs everything to be perfect for him to succeed. You just can't do it. You can't. You can't have a guy who needs for everything to just line up, every star to line up. And I'm sorry, the turnovers are on him. Those interceptions, it ain't like these defenders are sitting up here making these outstanding over the top, just snatching the ball away plays. No, these are underthrown ass interceptions.
So, Luke, I'm glad you're talking about this because this is where I do agree with you, right? This is where I do agree you with Goff, right? And I don't know if this is a Goff problem because I made this point on my pod the other night, dude. If they're gonna see, here's my thing: if they're gonna continue to build this team in a way where they're not gonna spend money and do all these different things to make sure Goff is in a good situation, I agree with you. We need to go in a different direction. Because if they're not going to facilitate this for him, we can't go in this direction.
But they have facilitated for him though. They have.
But no, I know. But my thing is, if they're not going to go out, if we don't go out and spend money in this offseason, say they re-sign Goff and they don't,
they can't. They better not.
Yeah, they better
If they,
not.
if they
They
go out and
gotta
spend
take
a
care of
bunch of
some
money
needs.
when they have it, they can. But they
If they,
can't take
I,
out
listen,
$45 million. They can pay
I
him
would say
fucking 35.
he's not taking. Listen to me,
Take
okay?
5.
Listen to me.
He's not going to take
Listen,
them.
he
Listen to
threw
me.
this last month. He
Okay,
threw away.
listen to me.
If he continues this, he's throwing away his 45 million.
Yep.
Okay. First of all, this is okay. This is delusion at its best. He's not taking a 45 a year deal. He was never taking a 45 a year deal. The moment Daniels for the Giants got that 45 million a year deal, and he's got a Lions team who's finna win the division for the first time since '93, who had their best record for the
No
first
one's
time in
paying
60
him that
something
money,
years.
dude.
I hear you, but guess what? If the person who pays him at the Lions, I'm telling you right now, Luke will be Luke will be his worst enemy. I promise you. I will talk about the Lions on the most negative form possible because there's no way you can sign him. He is
Here's
not
the thing where
taking.
you don't
No,
understand in
no.
here.
Wait a minute.
Look, here's where
No,
you
no.
don't. Look, for context
Wait
of
a
what you're
minute.
about to say,
Just let me
brother.
finish this. Let me finish this because you made the statement, and I want you made the statement, and I want you to be clear. They are not paying him 45 million a season. That was what they gave McDaniels when they gave. When they gave Daniels for the Giants.
Jones.
When they gave Daniel Jones 45 million a season, and look what the Giants is looking like. It was no way Goff was going to be like, well, I know I'm better than him. I can't take 45. This is what they do. The NFL is everybody wait to see who the worst of the worst gets, and they going, I want more than him. And it's just that simple. So this idea that Jared Goff is throwing away money, nah, if he's throwing away money, then let him go as a free agent or bench him and draft you another quarterback and start Hendon Hooker. Because I can tell you right now, at least with Hendon Hooker, when the play break down, he's going to take off. He's
That's
going
why
to
they
still be able to
drafted
I
him.
complete
don't
the
think
pass.
nobody's disagreeing with you on that.
That's why they drafted him. Yeah.
Listen, Luke. What I was gonna fucking say is, so you didn't have to say all that. Is nobody in here? I mean, nobody. Even though they're disagreeing with you, nobody in here wants to pay Jared Goff $45 million
Facts.
or more.
Fuck
There's
no.
a person in this fucking stream and in this room right now.
Fuck no.
Regardless of what the fuck is going on, we know he's not worth $45 million.
Nope.
But you know Brad Holmes is going to pay him, right?
That happens,
He's
if that
not
happens,
paying him
all of us are
45
going to
Holmes
be in
better
the
not pay him
same
no
fucking
$45
stream as
million.
you are. All of us are going to be in the same boat, brother.
Yeah, we don't. If Goff continues to play bad, I don't want him getting 45 million a year.
Goff is hurting himself right now.
He's
He's
not
hurting
worth
himself.
45
He's
million.
not worth
Like-
$45 million.
Luke
You
G,
said
Mike-
everything
Mike,
why he's
who's-
not worth 45 million. He
Mike,
listens to the voice in his head. He doesn't improvise. He doesn't. You've played the Bears. He's played the Bears now, what, 6 times in his career here and on this team? Like, at some point, you have to go, okay, this is what they showed me last year. Okay, I know for a fact these 3 players will work.
Rumble,
No,
after
we
I
didn't.
address
Played
this,
work last year. Or you have to at least have some kind of memory when you play teams 2 times a season, man. And at some point, he should be able to know, like, hey, I can do a delayed handoff, or I can run tempo. We got 8 yards after this completion. Let's run tempo, and I'll hand the ball off. I'm not saying run tempo all the time, but during certain instances, catch him. Like he's the captain. That's his job. No,
But he answers to Ben Johnson, man. That's what I'm saying. He's not a Peyton Manning that's
Aaron,
going
that
to take
last
over.
comment you had, brother. Can I address that comment in the chat?
I feel like
chat?
Go ahead.
I feel like this is. I think this is what they're going to do. I believe that they're going to turn around and they're going to claim that Jared Goff was playing hurt to smooth over the fans, and then they're going to sign him to a contract that's worth more over 45 million a season. And Lions fans are going to find an excuse to be like, okay, well, here it is, we're going with it.
Okay.
But
It depends where we finish,
turnovers.
honestly.
Yeah, NFC Championship loss, sign them. Fuck it.
Okay,
But at the end of the
Sorry.
But here's the
Bird,
thing.
Birds. I'm sorry, Bird. Can I?
Hold on, Bird song. Hold on, Bird song.
Okay.
Go ahead. Just go ahead, Blue. I hear you, Blue.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead, Blue.
Bandit, remember that last comment from the chat? I want to address that shit. That was some bullshit. Let me see that again.
Which one?
The guy that said y'all wanted to pay him 45 million. Put that up on the screen. I want that on the screen, please. Bro, the reason why people were entertaining 45 million at that time, or no, it was the one that said, LOL, you definitely wanted to pay him. It was the R one. But yeah, I just remember in the chat, it floated across my screen. Bro, when we were 6-2 and Jared Goff was playing well, you had to entertain the fact of the market and where Jared Goff was playing. He was playing good, exactly right there at 6-2. When we're 6-2, so don't pull that bullshit on me. When he was playing good at 6-2,
he was never going to get $45 million this season. He was going to get more.
Never.
Luke, was he not playing good football at 6-2? At
No, he's not saying that.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and this is me to you, Blue, and this is where I'm with Luke on this. I don't give a fuck if he was playing. He was the MVP at that time. I wouldn't pay Jared Goff.
Oh no, Sky. My point was I didn't appreciate the comments saying like, "Oh, y'all want to pay him." I'm like, yeah, because he was playing good football. Just saying, like, we all liked him playing good football, and we're setting up the extension obviously at 6-2.
I think this just me. This just me.
Extension at 6.
When we were 6-2, we were 6-2 because of a defense and a rushing attack, and we ignored this. We ignored this, and we went on the attack to talk about the defense and Aaron Glenn, and they ain't doing this. And I'm just thinking about stuff like I'm counting possessions that are empty by our offense. Amen. And it's funny because when you listen to Dan Campbell speaks, he puts more emphasis on the offense for a reason, because that is where they have had their most significant improvements in terms of surrounding the talent around this quarterback. Money too, Luke. That's also some people will argue that it spent more on the defense, but like I keep trying to explain to people, there's a lot of backups on this team.
No,
there's a lot of backup on this team.
No, Luke, that's where we agree to. Nobody is saying we spent more on the defense this year. That I don't know where.
Yeah, we've been saying that literally all year.
But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this: when they were 6-2, the Lions were running the ball and playing defense, and Jared Goff was benefiting because the defense was getting stops and turnovers that was early on in the season. The few that they were getting,
okay, but if the defense steps up, we win. That's what you said.
Now here's where your point is correct, right? But here's where both things can be fucking true.
Podcast out, but your ass left the goddamn screen.
We cannot want to pay fucking Jared Goff that fucking money because we know he's not worth it, and we can also expect more out of our fucking skill players because they played like dog shit.
Yep. They're paid to catch the ball. Fuck.
So
this whole conversation been all over the place. Like we literally been top 5, top 2, top 3 in drops in the NFL all fucking season.
Yep.
It's not just a 1 game or 2 game thing. It's been consistently all year we've been dropping the fucking ball.
And Ben Johnson has been consistently.
Okay, so I will argue that most of those drops are poorly placed balls, and I have pointed this out many times where it's extremely low. And the receiver gets his hands on it, and the NFL counts it as a drop. But he should have never had to go down there that low to get it in the first place. And I will argue that there are other plays where they did just drop the ball. Like it happens. I've seen Laporta do it. I've seen people do it, right? But this idea that drops is a problem for the offense is not. That's not what we don't. We're not going to do that because that's just not true.
So we're gonna sit here and sacrifice.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Don't be a keyboard gangster. You feel me? They're gonna link if you want to speak on it, bro. I mean, don't be a keyboard gangster. Anybody invited, bro?
Yo, Bandit.
No problem.
Anyways,
go ahead, y'all.
I said that. The reason why I did that, Bandit, was I was just trying to tell people the context. It's context. Like people miss context.
Hey man, some of these comments I'm just not reading it. Some of this shit in his chat is wild as hell.
Like again, people forget the reason why we wanted to pay Goff.
Yeah, don't be a keyboard gangster, bro.
Yeah, people are missing context. That's all I'm saying. Whether or not the numbers. That's all I'm saying too.
I just don't believe that he's ever going to be a $45 million quarterback. I agree. I agree. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so like last year, right? Last year,
I wouldn't give him $20 million.
But here's the problem that I'm trying to get people to understand. Last year, I told everybody, I said, listen, they were like, man, Jamal will give us a hometown discount. No, he's not. He's not going to do that because he broke Barry Sanders' touchdown record. And I said, I hate to say it. I said, but we need to move on from Jamal Williams and stick with Swift and add another running back. Now, they moved on from Swift and Jamal, but they added Monty. They added Gibbs. I'm okay with it. But I remember telling people, the price goes up once he did that because nobody in all the years have broke Barry Sanders' touchdown record. If Jared Goff wins a division, there's 45 million was never on the table. It was always higher, and fans were lying to themselves, thinking it was more like 50 to 55 million. And that's just the reality of it. We were going to end up having to spend more because he did things that had not been done for years. Like that's just the reality. This is the same team who keep posting every time Aiden Hutchinson do something. Oh, he set a new record. Aiden Hutchinson has been very underwhelming. Very.
Hey. Oh, we go get to him too.
Thibodeau got 11 sacks this year.
Yeah. No, hey, look.
Anybody else want to go on with this? Anything else? Got anything else to say about
one last thing on Goff?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question after that too. But go ahead, Burson.
All right, hold on, my bad, brother. But look, check this out. NFC Championship, close game or whatever. You can start thinking about franchise tagging them, right? We can argue here till we're blue in the face, but none of us truly know like what he can and cannot be. You know, he's shown us both sides. But we are going to talk. Hendon Hooker is kind of old coming out of college. So if we're going to jump on that train, it better be fast. It better be like either tagging him for the 1 year, seeing what he can do, or releasing him, doing what we could do with him, and getting Hendon Hooker in there. I agree with Luke on a lot of things. It's a new era of football. You need a mobile quarterback to an extent.
Yes.
Right.
When did 25 to 26 become old in football? When did that happen?
No. Coming out of college. I'm saying
when did that become old though? Like when did that become old? Like if
the average quarterback coming out of college. How old are they? Coming out of college, and they could sit behind a quarterback for 4 years.
24.
So how old is Hannah?
25.
He came out at 24, I think. 25 or 24.
He's 25.
Yeah.
So
he came out.
So 20. But
Brandon Whedon was 28 when he got selected to the Browns.
Oh my God!
This is my Bandit. This is my point. They're acting like he's closer to 30 than he was. He got most people hit their prime in 25, 26. All I'm pointing out to the people is this. Okay, all I'm pointing out to them is this. One of the biggest things for me, and when I talk sports, is I don't like to subscribe or put out narratives that don't line up to a ounce of truth. He's not old coming out. Okay, what we need to start to really figure out is, do we have a guy that's going to be a backup? And if we do, you still have to draft a quarterback. But we can't keep investing into the offense when this defense is 6 years in to being trashed from poor talent. We can't do it. We can't keep investing in choir boys who are just good old. They're going to bake you nice soft cookies. They're going to give you a nice, good, comfortable pillow. We can't keep investing in that. And so I'm just trying to get people to understand that. Think about it. If you do something that nobody else do as your job, and it come up for time for you to make money, you're going to say, well, wait a minute. Nobody else can do these machines or set these machines but me. You should make me a supervisor and pay me for it. And if you are the one who can do it, the company will say, well, he's got a point. But right now, we're coming up with all these delusional statements. He's going to get 45 and he's old enough. No, you need to just go ahead and understand that you need to let a guy play. Jordan Love is just now starting to play. He's been sitting for I don't know how goddamn long.
Yeah, but he has NFL experience getting coached by NFL players. And actually, I just looked it up. The average age is 21, 22. So that's 3 years that Hendon could have been in the league.
No.
Hold on.
The average age.
I let you talk all the time.
We're not talking about fucking bums that come out at fucking 25 from fucking BYU, my dude. Like, we're talking about fucking good quarterbacks that are going to be fucking sustainable in the fucking league, dude, is what Bird is talking about.
And those, yeah,
22, 23 at max. Look up their age. He's the same age as fucking Trevor. He's older than Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence
why they always get knocked. That's why they always get knocked when they're older.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what I was saying,
what you're saying is true.
And
go ahead.
Hendon becomes a franchise QB too.
What I was saying about his age was, if we're gonna hop on the Hendon train, we gotta either only franchise Goff for one more year, right? Or
He's on
drop
a
it.
contract for he's on a contract
He's
for
got one
another
more
year.
year. Yeah, you don't have to pay him.
Well,
after
okay,
that.
what I'm saying is not sign him past his contract, meaning franchise him for that extra year, not give him the money, give him the 25
You can't franchise him. You can't.
Suck a dick. No.
You can't. You gotta look at,
I hear what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, but I'm gonna tell him why that's not gonna work. You're trying to say let him play out next year and then franchise him after next year. That's what you're saying, right?
He's a free
and
agent.
then
He
give him
can't.
only 25 million or whatever a year instead of
But the thing with that though is he's not gonna play on no 1 year contract.
Right.
no, yes, he is. Yes, I was. Listen.
On the
Okay.
what up?
How does the franchise tag work? That's what I want people to understand. How does the franchise tag work? It's taking the top what contracts? Top 3, top 5 contracts?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I think it's top five contract.
Okay.
Oh shit! So he's at least getting 45 on a franchise tag.
He's going to get more than 45 on the franchise
That's
tag.
like Lamar Jackson. That's what's like Lamar Jackson's situation.
Look at Lamar Jackson. Look at his contract. Look at Russell Wilson contract. Look at the contract they gave Deshaun Watson. Look at the contract that Patrick Mahomes got. He's going to make more a year on that franchise tag than he would if he signed a deal. I will absolutely play if I was him on the franchise tag. I'm going to make more.
I didn't say nothing about no franchise tag. I said he's not going to play on no lame duck last year. That contract that he's on.
That's
The
what
thing
his
of
agent
that-
said.
I ain't say nothing about franchise tag. He's not gonna play. If y'all think he's gonna play on that contract next year without the extension, y'all crazy.
The thing about it too is you gotta understand.
Mike, remember he said that his agent
will
said
not
that
play.
too.
Yeah, I mean it's just common sense. Like he's playing. I don't care how y'all feel about the man. I don't care if y'all don't like the man. I don't care whether you like him or not. He's playing at a good enough level so his agent is not going to allow him to play on a lame duck contract like that where he's getting paid like that with no more guarantees on that contract.
But here's the thing, Mike.
Ain't no here's the thing. He gonna be somewhere else other than Detroit if he don't get no extension.
I know. But what I'm saying is
Tampa Bay.
What I'm saying is he doesn't have a lot of leverage. If he keeps playing like he's playing now, he doesn't have a lot of leverage going to the table for a new extension. And you got Hendon Hooker waiting in the wings. And honestly, I'm okay with letting him play out his contract. Let Hendon compete for the starting position next year or this offseason. And then fucking let's see where the chips fall next year, and let's see who's a better quarterback.
Nate. So you think he's going? You think he's going to be here next year without the extension, going into a quarterback battle with a quarterback that has no NFL stars? That's what
he's got nothing. He in his mind he thinks he can still be the starter. If he's a competitor, he's going to say I can beat out Hendon Hooker. But
that's not going to happen. I bet you on that. That's not going to happen.
You want him to be a competitor? Again, that's oxymoron, bro. He's not that guy, bro. He's not that guy.
But I mean, if he wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, right? At least right now, he's going to compete for his job. What do you think?
You don't. So this conversation is so stupid.
Right, Daniel.
I just felt like my bad, Rumble. I was just trying to help with the whole Jared Goff contract discussion. This is from what I was talking about to Mike about the agent stuff. That because they said asking Goff to play the final year of his current deal is unattainable, and that's been reported. Just for context for the conversation at hand.
And I'm with you, Blue. And my thing is, even if that wasn't reported, because I said this before that was even reported, it's common sense. No quarterback that's playing at statistically a top 10 level is going to go into the last year of their contract where they already have multiple quarterbacks in front of them, whether they're better than Jared Goff or not. No quarterback is playing through that. So what I'm telling Nate is that's not going to happen. I'll bet you what you want.
Here's the thing too. And here's the thing too is Brad Holmes can easily say, okay, fine, you don't want to play under that last contract, we'll trade your ass. There's a lot of teams out there that need quarterbacks.
Exactly. That was going to be my next point, Nate, because he's not playing in Detroit next year without the extension. That's my next point. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's time to hop on the Hendon Hooker train. But like I said,
so I got a question for y'all.
Yep, go for it.
We're gonna have to.
What the fuck is going on in this game? God damn.
No, go ahead.
There's no way.
Go ahead, Bert.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just.
There's just no way because we're kind of in a stuck situation with it though, guys. Because like Is there a better quarterback than what we have right now? Are you like, I know Luke
Not on the market.
likes fucking Hendon Hooker. Is Hendon Hooker that guy? We
We
don't
don't know.
He has
Ready.
an extra element.
Hendon's
We don't even know, but that's what I've been telling people. You got to be careful what you wish for, because if he get out there, I hope y'all extend him some fucking courtesy instead of ripping him if he don't come out the gate swinging.
I said
You're
this
gonna have
in
to.
my video, bro.
Everywhere,
He's a rookie.
everywhere Hendon
see
Hooker
where
has
Hook is
played,
at,
from
bro.
high school, from middle school to little league to college,
He's
when
balled
given
out.
opportunity, he's balled. They ran a post
All right,
style
so my
offense in Virginia. He succeeded. In Tennessee, everybody wants to talk about the style that he ran. But guess what? Hendon Hooker was well on his way to being a freaking Heisman Trophy winner for a reason. And he would have been a higher draft pick. The reality is that's a smart kid that people keep trying to find excuses to downplay because they don't know. Ask yourself this question: why are they going through so much trouble to hide him and quote unquote bring him along slow? That's cap. That man been healed a long time ago. They've been trying to hold him so they can just keep him, and he's their secret little weapon. But they used him in practice to kind of simulate what it would be like to go against Justin Fields, and it didn't have no problem running then. He had no problem running it then. All I'm trying to get people to understand is just this. Let's say Hendon Hooker sucks, hypothetically, right? Let's say he sucks and he's terrible and he's hot garbage. It don't matter because guess what? Even if he sucks and he's hot garbage and you get that money invested into a real defense
Who's a
with
third
real
round pick?
defensive talent, you still got a good offensive line with 3
Rookie
to 4 key
contract.
players,
Rookie
and you
contract.
still got a rushing attack.
Yeah.
So even if he sucks, who cares? Makes you know all you need is a quarterback.
But that
I
kind of
mean,
comes back to
we
the
can
point of
agree
what we
with
I got a
said.
question for everybody
Place
on here.
disagree with that.
I'm gonna start with Luke
Yep.
G. I got a question for everybody. I'm gonna start with Luke G. Is golf gonna win us a Super Bowl? Yes or no?
No. No. It's
Birdsong.
not even debatable. It's not a conversation to be had. He can't win you a Super Bowl unless the storm is perfect. And the Lions are not going to have the perfect storm. They're just not. We're going to have a bunch of injuries and a bunch of problems. No, he's not winning us a Super Bowl. Hell, we may not even win a playoff game with him.
Yeah, that's looking more likely.
I think
Birdsong.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible. While he's here, anything can happen with him, man. If he puts some games together, we already in the playoffs. So yeah, it's possible.
Rumble.
Kid Goff win it. He could
Can
throw
golf win
for
us a
4
Super Bowl?
touchdowns. Right, he could throw for 4 touchdowns, but if the defense, so I mean, yeah, he's capable of putting up points. So yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, he can put up points.
Nate.
No.
Ooh. Blue.
Yeah, he's capable of doing it.
Sky.
Against who?
It don't-
That's not fair.
San Fran. Are not against who? What?
Well, be against a fucking AFC team, so pick your
Tampa Bay
poison.
Bucks against Baker.
Do you believe?
Maybe you should
golf
ask.
give
Maybe
us
the
a chance?
question. Maybe the question you should ask him: can he win a playoff game? That would be more
No,
fair
To
question.
me, what it comes down to is what we've been talking about this whole time: health of the team. So,
What-
do I think he can win when our team isn't healthy? No. Do I think he can when our team is healthy? Yes. That's my answer.
Mike.
I'm not a quarterback wins guy, and I've never been a quarterback wins guy. Can he perform at his position and help us win the game? Yes, but it's a team sport.
Political answer right there, man.
No, it's not. It's not a
He
political
my
answer.
quarterback.
Like
but
I think,
I'm just-
I've been saying for years. I've been saying for years before I even met Nate, because I think they came from Nate. I've been saying for years. You can ask anybody in this chat that's been with
Yeah.
me. It's a team
I'm
sport.
just fucking with you, man. I'm just fucking with you.
That quarterback get way too much blame. Quarterback get way too much credit.
Well, they get
It's
paid a
about
lot of money
those-
for that reason.
It's
That's
about
why.
those 20. Well, no, I don't
Oh,
subscribe
that's
to
a
that
league
belief.
problem. That's a league
I don't
problem.
subscribe to that
That
belief,
much.
and Blue doesn't either.
Nope.
It's
I
a
subscribe-
team
no,
game.
No, I don't subscribe to the quarterback winning us the thing neither. But I don't think he's a guy who It's a reason why I was a fan of Stafford. I watched Stafford with much of nothing for the most part make it happen. When Calvin Johnson retired, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, he's done," and all he did was get better.
Stafford's got talent. That's why.
Exactly.
When Stafford went to the Super Bowl, he lost all his receivers but Cooper Kupp. They knew that he was going to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was in tight windows, and he was like, "No, I'm giving it to him in where only he can get it." I just want that guy. I want a quarterback who can do that. I understand that gunslingers and people like that make mistakes. I get it. I understand Jared Goff is going to make mistakes. I get it. That's not even my problem. He makes those mistakes. He makes those mistakes. I get that some people don't like the way that he motivates the team and he's inspiring and he's a leader. I get all that. None of those are things that I look at and say we can't keep Jared Goff.
Yeah, Stafford wasn't even a fucking leader like that.
I just said yes, he was. He would yell at you in a heartbeat. He would cuss you out. He would cuss you out in a heartbeat.
Yes, he was, bro.
He would cuss you out.
He led more by example.
No, he was very bad.
But my point I'm trying to make is this. None of those things are things that I'm looking at. I'm just simply looking at the NFL as a whole. And I'm just telling you that look at the NFL as a whole. The mobile quarterbacks are changing how defenses play. And you look at the Eagles. Yeah, they got a mobile quarterback. They design plays for them and everything. That's all great. But I'm not just talking about any mobile quarterback. I'm talking about the Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking about them quarterbacks who can run, but they're smart enough to sit in the pocket, go through their reads and their progression. And when they breaks down, let me take off.
Those are unicorns.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, then go find it because you've been investing horse manure on the defense the entire time, and Aaron Glenn is somehow still getting them to perform at the par. There's no way Jerry Jacobs and there's no way Cam Sutton. Because I told people when we got Cam Sutton, I said y'all hyping him up. But one thing I know about Pittsburgh, because that's the team that my family absolutely love, Pittsburgh don't let good players go. If they let you go, your use has truly ran out. Joey Porter, I can go down the list. Lamar Woodley, like if they let you go, you are no longer useful to them. Like that's how they see it. Cam Sutton couldn't stop deep passes, and you see it time and time again. So I'm just making the point that as much as we want to look at, this team and what happened on Sunday, the answer to what happened on Sunday was we didn't have enough talent on the right positions to succeed. We just did
developing talent, yeah.
And that falls on one person and one person alone.
Oh, you gonna say Mahomes?
It's the only person that falls on is Brad Holmes.
GM.
It's the only one.
They could have made some moves.
After trade, listen to what I'm saying. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. All right. They released the schedule. They released the schedule, right? Before we ever play a regular season game, we had a schedule, right? Okay. We had the draft, we had a free agency, and the schedule was released. You telling me from between that entire time into the first game of the season, you thought this roster was good? Come on, bro. You had some key players at key spots. I respect that. But you also failed to address the biggest problem that the Lions have had for the last 6 years. And that's defensive talent at the key positions. Okay? And that's from the inside on out. Now, I love Aleem McNeil. But he goes down, and I'm telling you, the defense looks... Huh?
I don't think Aleem's a starter on any other team. Yeah, I don't think Aleem's a starter on any other team.
No, Aleem is a starter on a lot of teams.
What are you talking about? He's like one of the top PFF this year in grades. Come on, man.
Well, I don't do PFF, but I can tell you with my own two eyes, Aleem McNeil will start on some other teams. If Mozzie Smith can start, no, he doesn't start. So never mind.
He doesn't start. No, he doesn't.
So yeah, because he's not that guy neither. But I digress. I put it. That was I was taking a dig at the Michigan thing. My bad.
Do the fishing pole, man. You're supposed to
but no, realistically, Aleem McNeil's a starter. There's a lot of people on this team who are not starters, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. I ain't gonna name them all, but I can tell you right now. They're not starters, and this is why you're getting the results you're getting. I'm sorry. This again. This the same fan base who was hyped about Malcolm Rodriguez, and I took a lot of heat. And Rubble will contest it. I took a lot of heat for saying that we can upgrade and be better than Malcolm Rodriguez.
Side of the ball
So you think?
anymore,
Hey, I got a
bro.
question.
They put him at fullback.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think everything will be fixed when James Houston get back?
Fuck no.
No, you know why?
Not everything.
You know why? Because listen, go right, watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something. Watch this. Name me the top 3 defenses in the league in terms of y'all personal opinion. I don't even y'all can use stats, whatever you want. It can be your own school spirit. Just give me the top 3. Ravens, okay.
Niners.
Broncos.
Niners.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. All right, you do the 3 teams. Watch this, y'all. This is gonna blow y'all mind. Watch this.
Broncos. I said Broncos.
Go through and look at those 3 teams' interior D linemen. They got a stud at the interior of the D lineman. They got a stud at the inside linebacker. They got a stud at the safety spot. Go and look at all 3 of those teams.
I don't know what's
The
the good
reason-
spot for the Cowboys.
Nah, bro. Cowboys have some nice interior D linemen, bro. That's
No,
why.
I agree with the D lineman. I don't know about safety for the Cowboys, but they're solid.
Bro, the pick 6 man himself.
That's a cornerback, bro. That's a
I thought it
cornerback.
was a safety. My bad.
No, he's a
No,
cornerback.
no. He's a corner. He's a corner.
He's
But
a
what I'm
corner.
saying is go and look at their teams. They have studs in those positions right up the middle. Then they have people who flare out to the outside. You got Parsons on the so that's what I'm saying. When you go through, you look at those teams. Look at the Ravens. The Ravens got 2 stud linebackers with Queen and Roquan Smith. They got that other dude whose name I can't never pronounce.
Matabuki.
Matabuki. Whatever. Yeah, I never. Then they got Kyle Hamilton, and the other dude at safety.
You always know how to pronounce somebody's dang name.
Justin Matabuki, man. He's an Aggie. He's my boy.
But what I'm saying is go through the 49ers. They got interior guys. The Eagles, interior guys, stud inside guys.
Because when you have a good defense, you have good interior players all the time. You really do, because you stop the run and you can rush the pass.
It goes up the middle, right? So like when you think about the Lions, right? When you think about the Lions offense is so good because you got a good center, which then Intel helps your game managing quarterback, and then you got running backs who can make plays, right? Yep. But whenever you lose one of those pieces in the middle, it starts to fall to pieces. And that's what I'm saying. Our defense doesn't have that. Jack Campbell, everybody's going to hype him up, but I'm sorry. Jack Campbell, people are going to tell you he's doing great. He looks phenomenal. And he doesn't look that much better than Malcolm Rodriguez.
He's a rookie, man. He's a rookie.
But Luke,
yeah,
he's doing his job, though.
If we're going to blame the linebacker, we got to look at Barnes. He ain't been stepping up the way he's supposed to have been. He was way too overrated. Barnes.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with the Barnes thing. I was a huge Barnes fan. I was a huge Barnes fan.
Run game is good.
Barnes couldn't have his best year 3.
When Anzalone's the best player out there, I don't want to hear
This
none
is
of
best
it.
year he had all year.
He had a horrible fucking grade this one.
Neil,
the problem with Barnes was this. The problem with Burns is this, and I hate to say this, because we don't have the talent on the defensive side of the ball, they're asking him to kind of play something that he's probably not meant to.
He's more of an end. He's fucking built to be an end.
When you look at what he did at Purdue, he was playing on the outside rushing the quarterback. Yeah. That's what he was doing. Now they're asking him to play inside with a few occasional outsides here and there. But he's a run defender. He's like Stephen Tulloch. He's gonna be good for the run. He's not good for coverage or anything like that.
It's a good comparison. I like that. Yeah.
But my attitude is we need real talent to be added to the defense 6 years ago, right? And we need for our general manager to no longer spend another penny on investing into that offense outside of a guard.
He shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to.
Because he's got everything, right? He's got everything. But the problem that I'm starting to see is that this team, they're going to have their problems. Yeah, they had some poor moments and some success, and then they had some downs. But this team is a reflection of the man who built it. And the reality is we have a defense that has been good enough to win games, but the offense hasn't been consistent enough in terms of scoring, and that's where it's getting bad
So
at.
let's get to what everybody be saying. So is Aaron Glenn really the problem?
No, fuck
The
no.
talent. It's the talent, bro.
Aaron, I think some of his play calling can change.
I'm just saying, we hear it every week. I hear it every day. Fire AG, fire AG, fire AG.
Can I go first, Bandit? Can I go first?
Go ahead.
And I'm putting my hand up.
Bro.
Okay. So I personally thought, with the exception of Aiden jumping off sides, which was really sad to see because Aiden's better than that.
I don't want to talk about that.
I thought the defense played really well as containing Justin Fields. They beat him up. They hit him when they need to hit him. I mean, yeah, he's going to get some runs out. He's going to pop some runs. Hey, shit's going to happen. When you have mobile quarterbacks, like Lou G was saying, it's just harder for defenses to cover nowadays. But I thought they did a really good job on Justin Fields for the most part. If you tell me Justin Fields had one touchdown, which was an easy fucking touchdown, probably the easiest of his life, and then they had a fucking run wildcat touchdown, and I'm okay with that on the defensive side. I thought that Aaron Glenn actually called a really good game. We got a lot of good pressure in the middle from Pascal, and we got from Kamish. I thought they did a great job in containing the Fields as best as they could, man. Hey, he's going to leak out sometimes to get some fucking yards on you. It's going to fucking happen, man. That's why the guy is an elite runner. So, it's not Aaron
I hear what you're saying, Nate. I hear what you're saying, but everywhere I go, Twitter, Facebook, Woodward
Fuck
Sports,
those other people, man. Fuck those other people.
It's fire AG.
Those are SOL fans. Those are SOL fans,
it's fire AG everywhere I go. So I'm asking the
why they
question.
do that? You know
Those
why
are
they do
SOL
that?
fans.
No.
Because
That's
they
the
need
extreme.
they need
That's
a face
the
to
extreme.
look at. They need a face to blame. Just like
Yeah.
the quarterback thing. Oh, the
AG
offense
escape
scored
goal.
13 points. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, the offense scored 13 points. Well, let's get
They expect
Josh
this
out.
defense to be the 2000 Ravens, and it's not the fucking Ravens, man. Lower your expectations. This defense is developing. It's going to get better.
Yeah.
It's fucking young, made with second and rookie players. We got to get some vets in here. We know it's a developing defense. It's
What
gonna take
happened
time.
last year when he was getting so much flack? He switched the defense up. Why hasn't he done that more this year, bro? You
They can't get fucking home. They can't get home.
I got a feeling you and Birdsong
I let y'all
the same way.
Let y'all say y'all. Go ahead, Bird. Go ahead.
Oh, let me put my food down. Listen, here, we can't just say he just don't have the talent. What's the thing we're notorious for? 3rd down and 17, right? And you're sitting there and you're consistently getting fucking beat, no matter who the fuck they target, no matter what safety and corners on the shit. How many times have we been getting fucked in the ass? Sorry. And he hasn't made any type of adjustments. You're sitting here playing.
That's the quarterbacks, man. Jerry Jacobs couldn't guard a cold.
Coverage on dumbass fucking play. Listen, there's time. Listen, this is how I grew up. This is how I was raised. I can't be 100% for something or against it unless it's like, sexual assault or some shit like that, right? You have to look at this. You have to look at this with some eyes and you say, okay, let's place the blame over here and there. Yeah, the players fucking suck. But when you're sitting here not making any goddamn adjustments during the game and you're getting hit the same way over and over and over and over, you can't use the excuse we used year one when Dan Campbell first brought everybody in, where you say, oh, well, we have to play this defense because our players don't really have the playbook. We got to simplify it for it. We're not in the simplifying stage. We can change some shit up. We can call different plays. So I don't buy that shit.
I'm calling cap.
I want to go next. Can
I run this down really quick? Because I want to throw a flag on the play in a challenge on this as well.
Okay,
let me just nip this in the butt. Just for fair game. Whose fault is this? When players miss tackles, is that on the player or is that on the
player?
The coach?
It's on the player.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the player. AG called one of his best games yesterday. I don't know what
Fuck
game
yeah,
y'all
he did,
watching.
man. I don't know what you're smoking. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on. So this idea that he doesn't adjust and change, that's not true.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
This man has literally he has done everything in games. He sent 5, 6, and 7. They don't get home. That's on the players.
Get off this man's meat, bro. He's a cornerback, and he is giving up almost 300 yards to Justin Fields, bro. Stop the cap, bro. Justin Fields had
What?
Justin Fields had more yards than Jared Goff.
His one fucking touchdown was fucking on a busted play.
He had more
So
yards than
so
Jared
so
Goff.
here
Hey, can we pull up that play? Can we pull up the play? Somebody pull up the play.
hold on.
Look at the
Hold on,
coverage
hold
on
on.
that play. Look at
So
the
hold on, hold
situation
on.
on that play. Why are you
So
getting burnt? That's
so
what
the
I'm saying.
difference is this. The
Is
difference
he
is
talking
this.
to?
Is it the player or is it
He
the
only
player?
had 223 yards through the air. Where are you getting 300? You talking about total, or you talking about
Yeah.
what? What we
You're
talking
probably talking
about?
about rushing. You're
He
probably putting
had
rushing
How
yards
many?
58
on there
rushes.
So
too.
how many?
He
No.
had
So how
58
many?
rushes.
So how many did Goff have?
That's not even 300.
Okay, so he
But
still had more
but
yards than Goff.
it ain't about that. We talking about AG right now. Like
Yeah.
I want to point out some.
You have-
I want to hold up, man. I'm tired of this AG hate shit. I want to
Amen,
point out some
brother.
plays.
Preach.
I want to point out some plays.
Preach.
Never said it,
Preach.
All right, so on the second drive of the game, when it's 3rd and 8,
About the first drive,
and you
8
have
plays, 3 minutes down the field.
hold up. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk, bro. I'll let you
No,
talk,
y'all
bro.
cut me off. Y'all cut me off. I'm trying to
You
tell you.
Right.
what?
I'm trying to tell
Let
you
Rambo
what. I'm
talk.
trying to tell you what. Dog, AG is a defensive back, right? You have 2 defensive back players, and that is one
Mike
of your
Tomlin was
worst.
also defensive back.
That is one
Now
of your worst.
let
That
him
is
go.
one of
Let him
your
go, because I'm gonna shut him down after this. Let him go.
That is one of your worst positions, bro. Okay, so you mean to tell me you can have crappy D line, you can have crappy linebackers, and you can have crappy secondary when you have Dre Bly and yourself both played in this league, and y'all can't get the secondary right. Y'all can't decide to y'all keep allowing Jacobs to guard their number 1 receiver when you know he can't guard him. Y'all sit Tracy Walker, all this other stuff. Y'all make all these changes, but nothing changes, bro. You still allowed Justin Fields to carve you up. You still allowing defenses to carve you up through the air. You're still allowing defense or offenses to carve you up through the air, bro. How are
Because
you?
we're stopping the run. That's why. They have no
And
choice.
who got burned on that touchdown? Was it Harris? Who was it?
It was
That was
Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Yeah, he
That was
went
All
right
right,
by him.
can I go now? Because I didn't hear nothing new out of that, and I heard
Go
some
ahead.
bad takes. But all right,
Go ahead.
let's go.
Go
All
ahead.
right, so Dre Bly and Aaron Glenn, because they were good in the league for a lot of years, they got to pour into Jerry Jacobs and make him Dre Bly or Aaron Glenn. Is that your point?
I never said that. I said, at what point do you why do you keep allowing this guy to get burnt? You know he's gonna get burnt, bro. He got burnt with DK Metcalf earlier in the season. He got burnt with he almost got burnt with Mike Evans the first play of the game against Tampa Bay, bro. And thank God our D line tipped the ball. So at one point do you decide like, hey, this guy don't need to be out on the field, man? What point do you decide like, okay,
Who are you
let's
putting in? Who are you
move
putting
Branch.
in?
Let's move Branch over there. Let's try
You want Will
something
Harris?
different.
You want Will Harris to go in there? Will Harris is going to be the next guy up.
I said Branch.
I know, but I'm
They
telling
hate-
you, Will Harris is going to be the next guy up. So you want Will
They
Harris?
hated they hated when Will Harris was the next guy because he was getting cooked too.
Exactly.
And that kid that
keep
played in the
trying.
game, he played decent, but in the next game, if they start him in front of Jerry Jacobs and he goes out there and get cooked, they're gonna be complaining about his ass too.
Yeah.
So let me go back to some plays. I'm done with that part of the conversation. Let me go back to some plays.
Let's go
So
see it.
second drive of the game, it's 3rd and 8, right? Justin Fields should be tackled on the 2-yard line, and it's Aaron Glenn fault because the linebacker couldn't get Justin Fields on the ground. Is that what you're
Let's
saying?
talk about the first series. No, talk about the first series. 8 plays.
No, I'm going through my plays. You don't get to tell me what I need to talk about. I let you talk about what you want to talk about. Just answer the question. You had Aiden Hutchinson and Anzalone right there on that play. Anzalone had dude by the ankles. He couldn't get that man down on the 2-yard line on 3rd and 8, and he skated off for 30 yards. Is that on Aaron Glenn or is that on the failure of them fucking players out there?
That's the player. That's the player part. That's the
What-
player.
Okay. And I told y'all on the pregame show. Look at him. I told y'all on the pregame show that Aaron Glenn is going to put these players out there in position. He's going to put these players out there in position to contain. He's going to put these players out there in position to make plays, and they're going to continue to fail to make plays. They're going to continue to fail to contain. A lot of the times when you see Detroit giving up contain, they are choosing to do that shit. It's not
They're
even
right
that the
there.
Bears.
They're right
It's
there.
not.
Yeah.
It's not. No, they're not right there because they keep on crashing in the inside, and they're completely giving up the contain. Like it's nothing the Bears are even doing to make them give up the contain. They are doing it by themselves. go back to that scramble he had for a touchdown, Justin Fields, and you got Aiden Hudson saying he after the game he called a stunt, and during the game you can see him crashing on the inside. What was he expecting that defensive tackle to do? And what was that defensive tackle? Aiden Hudson can't contain Justin Fields, and he's expecting the defensive tackle next to him to get out there and contain Justin Fields.
And he does it so much. This weird spin where he gets to the outside every single time, and they kill us for it every time, whether it be a running back or a quarterback. Go ahead, you preaching with this one. I'm listening.
And that's the shit I want to hear from guys like Rumble and other people that blame AG. AG would not call no shit like that when he's already carved you up before in the game in multiple games. He's not going to say, "Hey, Hush, you do a stunt, and I'm going to expect Benito Jones or whoever the fuck that defensive tackle was to go all the way where you were supposed to be at and be able to contain Justin Fields when I know your ass can't even contain Justin Fields."
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, we have to
talk about that play where they got to stop on 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, whatever that was.
Yeah.
And the offense couldn't do nothing with the ball. The Lions had 11 possessions on offense. I want y'all to think about this. They had 11 possessions on offense. You got 2 touchdowns out of 11 possessions. That's 9 empty possessions.
For all that talent.
Okay.
That offense was trash yesterday. That offense gave you 13 points through 3 quarters. We paying these motherfuckers all that money on that offensive side of the ball.
And Goff gave us a short field for the defense to have to defend. Like, how many times have you fucking done that to the defense?
Exactly.
That fumble was on Glasgow. But going back to the defense, yeah, I just blame the right players. That was on Glasgow. But going back to the defense, I got another one for you.
Okay.
Hutch gave up another touchdown. I know everybody getting on Jerry Jacobs, but what the fuck was Hutch doing on 4th and 13, knowing damn well they were not running the play? And like we argued about this shit yesterday. Y'all, some of y'all wasn't on the show, but I had to argue 2 people
Jumped offside
about that play not even being a real play. They only ran the play because the dumb idiot jumped off sides. It's 4th and 13. They were trying to get a delayed game to get a punter some more field so they could try to pin the Lions down on the other end of the field. And I had 2 people in here yesterday. I had 2 people. I'm not talking about Jerry. I don't give a fuck about Jerry Jacobs on that play. Your number 2 overall pick jumped off sides on a team that was not running a fucking offensive play. They had no intention of running an offensive play. That is not on Aaron fucking Glenn at all.
What did Coach say though?
Aaron Glenn's job as a coordinator is to make sure these guys are disciplined. You're a game coordinator, bro. You coordinate the defense. So you have.
But you can only coach so much, and they have to execute.
I don't want to hear that, bro. These are professional players, bro. Your job is to coordinate game planning.
No, your job is to have some damn sense out there on that field because everybody in the mama knew they wasn't going for that play.
Get in their face if they're not being disciplined. You get in their face, bro. I don't care, bro.
Rumble, I'll look at it like this, Rumble. When I was little, right? When I was a kid, right? When I was a kid, my mom would tell me, "Don't play with fire," and I was like, "Okay." And as soon as I got a little leeway, you know what I did? I played with fire, right?
And you got burned.
She would tell me, and I got burned. And she told me one time, she said, "Son," as I got a teenager, she said, Don't do drugs." I said, "Okay, Mom." Right? That's what she told me, right? And I was like, "Dang, but that blunt smelled good in the mud," right?
And you got in trouble.
So and I got caught, right? So my point I'm trying to make to you is a coach job is to coach. He can tell you everything that's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. If you, the person, do not listen and take the information and execute, it's on you. You have friends right now, Rumble. I guarantee this. You have friends who you have gave sound advice. They do the absolute opposite of everything you said. Yep. Then come back to you like it's news that's like, "Yo, I can't believe this happened."
You didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that.
Okay,
you know, right.
To your point, but last year, Justin Fields had career games against us last year too, bro.
Right, but you know what that was, though? You know what that was?
Yeah. To you and Mike's point, he had career games against us last year, bro.
Running the football. He gave 58 yards this last game. That's a win. Fuck. How many times we give a quarterback 100 yards a game? I'll take 58 yards from Justin fucking Fields.
And the thing is, he had a career day. He had a career day, but the difference is this: we have still lacked the appropriate talent to do anything. Everybody. I came on last time and I told everybody our run defense talk is a fraud. We haven't won against nobody who was willing to run the ball. Now we go against teams. They like we running the ball. Oh, it's working. You shocked here?
Especially shit.
So my attitude to it is this: I don't blame Aaron Glenn for two reasons. The talent is not there. The investment for the talent was never there. And the last most important part of it is this. I can tell you right now emphatically that when you look at it, they were counting on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They were counting on Mosley. They were counting on James Houston. Even they were counting on all these people who are now hurt and who are out. And these people are not there. And I'm sorry, but guess what? When you watch games like the game we saw yesterday where Alex Anzalone is making late hits, which to me, I'm going to be honest with you, I loved every bit of it. Yep, do it again.
That was awesome.
Do it again. Send a message, right? But Anzalone, he had a tackle that would have got them off the field. My man broke out of it and got the first. On the left hash, and I'm like there are too many people. I get it, but I'm saying if you out there, you got to make that play. Like you can't.
We're predicating our defense on Anzalone making a tackle. Or are we predicating our defense on stopping the pass?
I'm predicating defense on
a team went down, got the ball, and in 8 plays scored a touchdown, and they never looked back. After that,
on one drive,
back, bro. Come on.
On one drive, he only threw the ball for 223 yards, bro. And,
what was that? Somebody pull up.
Bro, how many times do they have to go for it on 4th down and not one? I mean, they might have got one yesterday out of 5. They might have got 1 out of 5. And then don't let them come out the second half. They went up the second half. We came out 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 straight times, and then the 4th one was the fumble snap. So that's 4 straight drives right there.
Where you ain't doing jack shit.
You're not doing nothing.
First down into the 4th quarter.
Yep, the first down of the second half came in the 4th quarter, but we talking about the fucking defense. You got to be kidding me.
And another thing too that you guys have to understand is it's just also physical strength. If your offense ain't doing shit, that means your defense is on the field more. That means more snaps, and you get tired quickly. And this team does not have the depth that some other defenses do. So what do you expect the defense to do when they're gassed, they're tired, they're frustrated? They can't. I mean, what the fuck do you want them to do if the offense ain't doing dog shit?
Even last week they got turnovers and did things, and it was still like offense is not getting it done. It's unfortunate.
Look.
Go ahead, Bert.
We could go back and forth like amateurs all day and say it's 100% this, 100% that. Can we agree on two things? Ben Johnson could have called a better game. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
AG could have called a better defense.
I thought he called a good game yesterday.
That was one of the better games he's called. That's one of the better games he's called.
Chicago had 13 points up until the end of the 3rd quarter, and they finally got another touchdown. I mean, come on now. That defense wasn't the reason they lost that game yesterday.
What I'm getting at here. Like I was told this a long time ago. There's a thin line between a dick rider and a hater. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and you know what I'm saying? It's true. I'm not calling none of y'all nothing. I'm not calling a hater. Yeah. There's a real thin line because you're doing the same thing on a different spectrum, right? You're either extreme over here, you're extreme over here, right? And in the beginning, I came out and I said, AG needs to make adjustments in game. He needs to change shit up, and he failed to do so. So, am I saying
he did make
he's a failure and he should be fired? Fuck no, that's extreme. What I'm saying.
Hold on, wait. This is just not true. This is just 100% not true. I love the quote. The quote was great. It sounds good, but here's the reality. It's not true. He benched players who wasn't playing well. He benched him.
Players. I'm talking schematically. I'm talking switching between. If you're running a zone defense and you're letting them.
He was calling NASCAR. He was calling zone. He was calling man. He was calling blitzes. Let me tell you, the difference was the defense got more than enough stops for the offense to put points on the board.
100%.
AG called a hell of a game. He's been calling the game. They've been getting stops. The only game that I can argue where our defense was looking like they was gassed and not getting the stops was probably the Chargers game. That's probably the only one.
I think the Packer game.
The Packer game, he made adjustments, but the problem was with the Packers game was at the end of the day, we had turnover issues there too. So
it was a shootout in the Chargers game. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the Packers game,
the only way to settle this for real, besides it's all of us playing on our memories, is to have a stream one time where we all sit down, we rewatch one of these games, we look at it, we pause it before the snap, we say, what defense are we in? What are we seeing on offense, right? And let's kick our fucking real knowledge out there. We're not going to talk about.
To be fair, we usually have Sky on here to give us some clips of what we're talking about.
But you can't watch the whole game.
No. I don't mean like for a live. I mean like to solve the whole argument here. Instead of on our memory, because I'm going to ask you a question. I'll ask you one question right now. Do you remember what coverage they were in when we gave up that fucking touchdown when Jacobs got burned?
Yeah, that was Hush. That was Hush jumping outside.
That was Hush. They were not going to snap the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all looking at that 28 when y'all can really take that touchdown off the board. That's fucking Aiden Hudson's fault.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is
what
we all
scheme were we at?
Again, that's the reason why I say.
What you mean? The scheme that
was man.
It don't matter what. It don't matter what. It don't matter what the play call was. It don't matter what scheme they was in. Your man jumped off sides. They weren't. They had no intention on snapping that ball.
And we got fucked on that play too. Before that,
the corner's not going to be shook. Hey,
Bears were literally laughing after the game, and they quotes talking about they were not doing shit out there. They were calling dummy signals out there. They had no intention on running a fucking play.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to tell you again and again and again.
Collectively, all these plays, we got to see where are we getting burnt. And
let me ask:
do we change shit up in a timely manner? From what
let me ask you this question for the ones that
let him finish, Nate. Let him finish. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Bert.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, if we look at it as a whole, if we sat here, fuck the whole monetization, and we could play the whole game, we sit here and we watch. There's certain times where we repeatedly get beat by the same thing, and we stay in the same fucking coverage, whether it be a zone and we're getting ate up or whatever the fuck it may be. But so what I'm saying is I will critique him and say he needs to change a few things. The same way I critique Ben Johnson, same way I'll critique Jared Goff, and I still like the motherfucker, bro, because I'm right down the middle. I'm a realist. I'm not going to dick ride somebody and say, oh, just because I like you, you're never wrong. So that's not me. So when I say something negative or positive against somebody, never assume that I'm either on their fucking nuts or I'm on their back. Is straight up how I feel about the situation. And if you could look me in the eyes, I don't know, if you could straight up say he couldn't have done nothing better, or he did, you could say he called a pretty good fucking game. I seen some shit during the game. I'm yelling at the fucking screen. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I think we can agree on that for sure. But let me.
So I just I feel like I've had a few, like, I'm not saying anybody's took any jabs, but I'm saying I feel like if I say something, I'm going to address it. Don't ever take it like I'm being 100% against somebody. Like I don't want AG.
Oh, this is all just football talk. This is just for the letter of life.
Yeah, let me ask you all this question for the AG haters out there. Okay, what does a good game by AG look like? Can you tell me what that looks like?
Are you asking haters? Or are you asking me?
I'm asking the haters. I'm asking the haters.
That game's pretty damn good.
Okay, now, thank you, Dede. Go ahead.
What does it look like?
I agree with the turnovers. We do need to get more turnovers.
Now, how does AG call a game that forces turnovers? That's up to players.
But the thing with that is also everybody would love to have turnovers. You can't go in the game banking on fucking turnovers.
Exactly.
You can
You
no
get your players to try to cause
no
turnovers.
no coach comes in the game talking about we're gonna get 3 turnovers. That's what I mean. You want turnovers, but you cannot come into the game banking that you're gonna get turnovers.
Turnovers are a player's stat. It's up to the player to make the play to get turnovers.
Exactly.
That's 100%. You can't blame a coordinator for that. Can you scheme some things, make it a little difficult, make them throw certain passes that may lead to an interception? True. But on the other hand, you can say that there can be more pass interferences on your defense. So
I guess my confusion come in with this is if you go through, you got man coverage.
Last question. Go ahead.
We got man coverage. We got zone coverage. We got zone blitz, right? It's not much you can do in terms of those types of things, right? Sometimes you stay in zone because that gives you the best chance to win against that team. Sometimes you may stay in man.
And we don't have
You may stay in man.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may stay in man.
Honestly,
We don't have the players to blitz either.
Have them play the
They
sticks.
didn't know
But-
how.
Have
That's
them
another
do
thing.
something stupid, bro. Just
It's
play
not
the
just
sticks.
it's not just Aiden when it comes to the blitz, man. I mean,
When I
we
look
don't
at it,
have the athletes to blitz. Like we really don't.
when I look at it, this Aiden Hutchinson was taken second overall, right? We make so many excuses for him. He's getting double, triple team. He's getting hell, right? We make all these excuses for him, and then I start asking questions: Are they holding Nick Bosa? Are they holding Myles Garrett? Are they holding Michael Parsons? Are all these things you're saying that is all these things happening to other good pass rushers, or is it just happening to Aiden? And the truth is, it's happening to other people. Well, why are they succeeding and Aiden's not? Right? Why are they winning their one-on-ones and Aiden's not? Right? Why are those guys that we're looking at on our team missing tackles? Why are our guys blowing assignments? Why are we not tackling right? We call zone, we can't do nothing with it. We call man, can't do nothing with it. We zone blitz, nothing to do it. We man blitz, nothing to it. We all out blitz, nothing happens. That is a player issue. That's not a coaching issue. That is a player's issue because they are lacking the ability to execute the game plan. I can't tell you how many times I've seen them seeing 5 and 6 and nobody getting near this quarterback. That is absurd.
And you also
It's
want to
absurd. Like everything that you have thought about, ask yourself this question. If you said we shouldn't be in zone.
My
this
final
long.
question is.
What was that?
My final question. See, we've been arguing about Dan Campbell. We've been arguing about Ben Johnson and Eric Glenn. My thing is, do Dan Campbell get a free pass in all this?
Fuck no.
Wait, ain't nobody blame Dan Campbell. He's the head coach.
He getting one.
He's
He
too
getting
friendly
one.
with people. I think he's too friendly with his staff.
No, Dan. See, if you listen to Dan talk, he puts a lot of the blame on the offense. Dan doesn't ever take any responsibility, really. He always puts all the onus on the offense because of how much we put into the offense and how much he trusts the offense.
That's supposed to be the number
I
one
don't know
thing.
how many times I've heard that guy come up there and say that's on me. So that's a difference.
Yeah.
Now, he goes out there almost every time with a loss.
Yeah.
Hey, that's on me. I need to do this. I need to do that.
He
And
does.
this
Right.
time he said, I have.
And he
to
says
do
we'll be
this.
back. We'll be back, and we'll be better. Right.
And he just said in his last one, I gotta be more stubborn. I gotta be more hot headed. He pretty much said, I'm gonna put a foot in these motherfuckers' asses.
Yes,
That's what he just
about
said.
time.
But
Yes,
he has to do
about
this
time.
with players and coaches. He had on both sides, no matter what. No matter if you think that a coach coached 80 good and 20 bad, it's always about how can I knock that 20 down to 15 and 10. So at the end of the day, you got to say, motherfucker, we lost the game. I don't care how good you fucking did. You could have done something else. So it's about accountability. And should Dan be held? Yeah, I think some of his fourth down calls have been questionable, but he's done a lot better over the last season or so. But I mean,
But there's a bigger person though, Bird. We see before we start talking about Dan Campbell, we got to ask ourselves some serious questions, right? Because coaches in general, head coaches gonna get a lot of blame, right? I'll be the first to tell you that. But this is bigger than Dan Campbell. You know that scene in New Jack City where he like this is bigger than Nino Brown. You remember that scene? Yeah. This is bigger than Dan Campbell. This is a Brad Holmes issue. Brad Holmes has failed. He has failed. Okay, he's failed to address the weakest part of this team. Before Brad Holmes came here, if I were to ask you as a Lions fan, what was the weakest part of the Detroit Lions? Every person would have said defense. every person.
D line.
Now all of a sudden, 3 years down the road from him getting here, you'd have said who?
I would have talked about the O line.
As our weakest, even before Brad got here? No, you've been wrong.
No, he had 3 studs coming over. He had 3 studs.
Right.
We were never fucking healthy though out there. Never.
We're still never
The talent was there.
Bird, how is that Brad Holmes' fault if they're not healthy?
He said 3 years ago. He said 3
I'm
years
talking,
ago, guys.
I'm talking about how long ago. We're talking
Yeah.
about. You're saying if you would have asked me, I would have put just as
3
much
years
as I
ago.
would've said, we have nobody on that. We had nobody on that defensive line wreaking havoc. We had nobody on the offensive line.
Listen. You're breaking it down.
I would have simply just said trenches. I'd have said offensive line, defensive line. Address that shit. Fuck all the extra bullshit. And you know
So
what he did?
let me get this straight. Before Brad Holmes got here, the weakest part of our team, you would have said, was offensive line.
O line, D line.
You would have said O line, D line is the worst part of our team. You wouldn't have said defense.
You're talking about addressing it in the draft, right?
No, I'm talking about before there was a Dan Campbell, before there was a Brad Holmes, there was a Bob Quinn and a Matt Patricia who was here for 3 seasons, right? Oh, well, not Bob Quinn, but obviously Matt Patricia was. So in those three seasons that Matt Patricia was here, you telling me the worst part of our team was the D line and the offensive line?
You're asking me the year that Brad came, what he inherited, right? What he inherited.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. No. Listen to this. Is what I'm asking you.
You want me to choose a side, offense or defense? That's
no. What I'm asking you to do is this. I'm asking you a question. Before they came here, what was the weakest part of the Detroit Lions? As a whole.
So you're asking me offense and defense. That's what you're asking me to do. That's why I just asked.
Correct.
So I'd put that slightly more on the defensive side, but I'd also complain that our O line isn't holding up and allowing us to have a proper fucking.
But you can talk about the O line, but you're putting it slightly more on the defense, and you're not. And so what I'm trying to
look, I appreciate what you're doing right now. Like I feel where you're coming from, but I don't think you feel where I'm coming from. We're talking about let me open this up a little bit. We're talking about a GM right now, right? We talking about we talking about a GM right now, Brad Holmes, right? So his job is to come in and address the main issues, right?
And the main issue is what?
I'm going to build 100% offense or defense. He's going to look at what are the weakest points. And to say that he hasn't came in and the first thing he did was adjust the 2 weakest points, which was the trenches, offensive line, defensive line.
O-line was not weak, my guy. O-line was not weak. We had Taylor Decker. We had Frank Ragnow.
Right.
Okay, well, let's look.
Yeah, 4/5 of the starters were already here before he took the job.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Big V.
He literally just added Panay.
And Panay's opened up a lot of fucking shit. But look, I'm gonna look at the stats real fast. Come back to me. We're gonna see how many sacks we were getting. We're gonna see how many times we're getting sacked. All right.
See, this is the difference between what I do and what other people do. I'm trying to get to a consensus of what the reality was. If you go through the 3 years that the Lions were losing those games under Matt Patricia, everybody would have told you the defense was the worst part of that team.
Yep.
They were dead for every category.
I would have ranked.
Yeah, for a defensive genius, the defense got worse after he got here.
Right, like that's how bad it was. Your general manager came in with the defense being the worst part. I predicted we would take a tackle and that we should take a tackle to complete the offensive line because we had already had 3 pieces there with a possible and Big V as a guard, who I said should have been a guard. But everybody kept saying, no, he a tackle. I don't know what the hell people going through, but it is what it is, right? So you look at what he did in his first draft. He took Penei Sewell. He took Levi Onwuzurike. What has Levi Onwuzurike done?
Seriously. Down the bench.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it a step further. And he had an offseason to add more talent. He brings in Charles Harris. He brings in all these let me see what they can do for us type guys. They got something left, guys. It's been 3 years since the defense has been hot garbage. And you can look at it and tell me that you can say, "Oh, well, we got much better talent." That's what people will tell me until I start breaking it down and being like, "But did we though?" Like
No, we
this is
really
the
don't.
year.
Not
This was
on the
this was the
defensive
year.
side, no.
This is the year that he can look at the schedule and say, if ever there was a time to go hard or go home, this is it.
So
And
to
he
your
did
point,
not do it.
to your point, he did balance our books. We've got
Yeah,
a lot of
he should have
contracts
made
that
moves
that
after trade deadline.
Patricia
Off the money too.
that Patricia and Bob Quinn signed, former Patriot players, pure garbage.
And we were
Trey
still playing.
Flowers,
We had to wait
Trey
for the numbers
Flowers.
to go
They
off.
still
Jamie
some of
Collins.
these
Jamie
guys were
Collins.
still getting paid, so that he
Under
couldn't.
contract.
He addressed
Are you
the
muted,
one.
Rumble?
He addressed the one side of the ball that was the closest to being like done. You know what I'm
It
saying?
took 3 years to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Bro, the cap was bad. The cap was
The cap
terrible.
was, bro. The cap. Oh man,
The cap was there, bro. I'm sorry.
Bro,
The cap was there.
last year.
Bro, the cap.
Trey Flowers
Bro,
was still
we
getting
couldn't do
checks
shit
from
with the
us last
cap.
Snacks Harrison was still getting a check from us. Like these
Jamie
guys haven't been on this
Collins,
roster.
Trey
Yeah, bro.
Flowers.
Like he
We
addressed.
couldn't
he
move
addressed
big.
one side of the
We
ball.
couldn't
that
move
was
on from
most-
Big V because everybody wanted Big V gone.
Man. So I commend him for what he's doing right now. I think this year during the draft, I think that's when he's going to address the trenches on the defensive side of the ball. I think
Okay,
there's some
it'll
guys
be too late.
not be here next year in Levi Onwuzurike, and maybe even what's the other guy that we have that's never
Levi will be here. Levi will be here next year.
Yeah,
Isn't that-
Brad
He better not.
Harvey,
He better not be.
Mike,
better
you
not be
know
here
next
just
year.
as well as I do how
He
he
not-
attached. You know
Why
how
is he
attached
here?
he is to his draft picks, and that's a high one. He's not going to get rid of Levi.
Nah,
Unless he
let me
comes-
look
He's
up.
not
Let me
available.
look.
Get him off
Let
your
me look
books.
up his. Let me look up his contract right now.
His third year,
Let me
right?
look up his contract right now. He ain't gonna
How
be
much
here.
is he ain't gonna be here. They'll pay him. They'll come to a settlement like they did with the old linebacker.
Yeah,
back in
he
the
ain't
day.
gonna be here. He ain't gonna be here.
Bruh.
He on the last year of his deal next year. They can easily cut
Yeah.
him. He ain't gonna be here. And
So,
Coaching staff don't like to cut
I've been
players.
saying,
You want me to add that
like
to
I've been
Chris?
saying, they got players on that defensive line that's probably not even gonna be in the league next year. It's
Yeah,
about,
I
it's about
agree,
2 or
man.
3
I
of them.
agree.
It's about 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, you got people in here talking about AG this, AG that. If they got people on on their roster that's not gonna be in the league next year.
There's one on the roster that shouldn't even be in the league right now, and that's Charles Harris. Dude was a
So-
bust until he struck
Will
lightning
Harris.
in a bottle when he came. No, Charles Harris. We're not talking about Will Harris. Charles Harris, man. He was on his
shouldn't be on
way
the team
out
either.
of the league until the Lions picked him up and brought him in.
So,
We are
all I can
literally
say
his
is this.
last breath.
So
All I can say is this. I asked this question a few weeks ago, and I stand by this question because I love to hear everybody answer. I'm gonna go through real quick. Every person on the panel answer this. Just the defense. Nobody else. Just the defense. I hate the Pro Bowl people. Let me be clear. I'm gonna say this again. I hate the Pro Bowl. I respect all pros. I hate the Pro Bowl because it's a popularity contest. Now, with that being said, based on popularity contest, how many people on the Detroit Lions defense are going to go to the Pro Bowl? And I'm not talking about as a backup alternate because somebody who really should be in there is playing deep into the playoffs or a Super Bowl. I'm
You
talking
talking
about
actual Pro Bowl, not
I'm
all
talking
pro,
about
like
actual-
Pro Bowl.
the actual
None.
Pro Bowl.
None.
Exactly. That part.
Maybe,
That part.
maybe Cam Sutton if they look at his completion percentage against. Maybe Cam Sutton.
And again,
Brian Branch has been playing well. And Alex
Yeah, but he's not not a Pro Bowler, dude. He's not a Pro Bowler.
Alex, maybe if there's only one.
I would go with
Maybe,
Alex. I would go with
yeah,
Alex.
okay, yeah, Anzalone. So one.
You know what? You know why Anzalone ain't gonna make it? You know why he's not gonna make it to the Pro Bowl?
Because there's better linebackers.
There's better linebackers. They just are. There's just better people playing better. He looks good to us because we're the Lions.
What position does Parsons play? Linebacker.
Outside linebacker, flat
edge.
being.
Yeah.
We're talking about middle linebacker.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I just wanted to showcase the whole book
49ers middle
situation.
linebacker is good.
Warner will get there.
Yeah. Like we all know what you're trying to say, Luke G. I was just trying to illustrate the point about the books, what me and Rebel were getting at. I don't know why it's down from 72 to 56, But in terms of 24, 25, 26, we are not going to have problems with cap again unless we're going to be dumb on our money.
Yeah.
We didn't have problems with the cap. We did not listen. Okay, no, we did not. You listen. The amount of players that he signed and released and traded for, they all took money. We ain't had no problem with no damn cap. He just blew his money on BS. So, some of us want Lamborghinis. Some of us want Yugos. He bought Geo Metros, and that's what he did. He went out and got a bunch of useless, weak, just get me to work people who was not meant to be there. He has spent money on people the entire time, but they have all been low quality people. The biggest acquisition he made in free agency was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson Jr. Outside of that, you can't tell me another one.
Luke, he did prove-it deals. He was one of the first GMs who actually was like, even Dan Campbell said it in the presser. You're not going to just come here and collect a check. If you're going to do that, you're gone. And he has done that. He even went so far as giving Trey Flowers and Brock
Jamie Collins
an additional season to okay, you're on this team, but we're gonna give you some time. And then those guys didn't pan out, so they were like, "Oh, you're gone, man. You're
Luke
gone.
G, can I ask you?
We'll just go ahead and take that loss right there." But you're not.
Rumble, can I ask you one question? Because I gotta go and shut it down. Let me ask you this one question really quick, and I'm just curious. Can you name me the top 3 defensive players on the Detroit Lions right now? The top 3.
The top 3 defensive players on the team.
Yeah,
right
in your opinion, the top 3.
Anzalone's having a career year. Go as far as saying. Who else? I would go with Aleem, and then I'll go secondary wise. I'll probably have to go with Brian Branch. I think he's got more turnovers than anybody on this team right now.
All right, so we got Brian Branch, Ellis Anzalone, and Aleem McNeil. Aleem McNeil's hurt; he's out. Brian Branch plays the slot corner. I mean, I love Brian Branch, but he's a slot corner. All right. Yeah. And Ellis Anzalone is having a career year like everybody else did that came here because they did nothing nowhere else. So
that's not true. Anzalone was pretty damn good down in New Orleans. It's not like he ain't do nothing when he was down in New Orleans. Don't say that. Anzalone's improved every single year since he's been here. What do he
do in New Orleans? I'll wait. Tell me.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's not like he was some scrub when he played.
Listen. I said I'll wait. That means you can go and look it up. Feel free to look it up.
I'm in bed, bro. I'm not doing all that. I'm just saying, like, I know he wasn't no damn.
He was no damn
scrub.
He was hurt majority of the time. He was for the Saints.
Go ahead, Luke.
He was hurt majority of the time for the Saints. But now we want to make it sound like he did something special for the Saints. Stop it. They replaced him 10 times over. He was hurt majority of the time. He's not.
That's the thing. He's healthy now. That's
like why are we taking away? Okay, so yeah, he was hurt. That's what I'm seeing. But if you share the screen, if we look at the screen, he was a decent role player. It's not like it was a 7th round pick who's garbage.
He was a what player? How you describe him?
He's a solid role player. I mean,
solid role player.
Yeah. What's wrong with the solid role player?
Okay, that's your starting middle linebacker, the role player.
But he's been playing really damn good.
Okay.
Luke, hold on, Luke. Why are you getting so wrapped up in Anzalone? Does it need to have a sexy name for him to get your respect or something like that? Because
no. See, hold on. The difference is this. What I'm trying to do is point out to you guys that y'all doing the same thing most Lion fans do, which is y'all get hyped about the 1 year. We get hyped about Charles Harris's 1 year. We get hyped about Kirby Joseph's 1 year. Where the hell are they now? We get hyped about 800's 1 year. Where are they now?
Romeo,
where are they?
I didn't say Romeo.
To your point, Romeo. Okay, so right here, this is how clever our GM is, right? Romeo had a great year. And the prior GM would have paid him based off that 1 year. I believe he had 10 sacks or some crazy number, bro.
Yeah, 10 or 10 and a half. It was up there.
Last year, what did he do?
Tore his Achilles. That's why he was out all year.
Okay, but we restructured him, and we're actually paying him what he's worth. Even this year, what has he done, bro?
Because we paid him the money. We paid him the money up front when he tore his Achilles. He got his money up front. So the back end of it, yeah, it looks like it's less money, but we paid him already up front.
Okay, who did that though?
He got paid. What do you mean? We overpaid for a guy. And we got you got 1 year where he got a tore Achilles. You got this year where I don't know what the hell he is. He's in, he's out, he's in. I mean, like seriously, you pay for a guy who had
So
one good.
what I'm saying is, so who gave him that contract though, dog?
Brad Holmes, stupid ass. Brad Holmes did it. He's stupid for it.
No, but he restructured it, bro.
He gave him the money up front, bro. Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Did Brad pay Romeo?
No.
I feel like Brad didn't pay Romeo. I don't feel like that was a Brad. I don't feel like Brad paid Romeo. The only person I can remember Brad really paying was Brockers.
10 sacks, exactly. He had a 10 sack season, got paid, and then Brad Holmes. So you're gonna tell me Brad Holmes paid him and then restructured it?
Yes.
I feel like Okwara was here with Matt Patricia.
Bro, he was already here. Bro.
He gave him a 3-year deal and then restructured it after he got.
It was not Brad Holmes.
It was not Brad Holmes.
Romeo got signed.
Bro, Romeo got signed.
Y'all sure that wasn't Brad Holmes?
I don't think that was Holmes who paid him.
He came in. First game, Dan Campbell started.
Real talk. It was. I was doing
hurt.
our stuff, but yeah, Brad Holmes did sign him back because he had the 10 sack year in 2020, and Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell said, "Okay, we got to resign a guy who had 10 sacks." Obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all.
It was between him and Kenny Galladay who they were gonna keep.
Yeah.
That's what I was just about to say. Both of them was up on contracts and they decided to pay.
And to be fair about that, guys, why would you sign a 10 sack guy? Like when your roster is
but look at his contract. So how much
Oh,
did he get?
No. I'm not. The money, yes, I agree with the money. I'm saying like in terms of like if it was just a 1 year, you would want to in theory
entire night.
No, I'm watching this fucking Giants and Packers game, dude. It's fucking crazy.
In theory, want to resign a 10 sack guy. Just saying, in theory,
fucking
not the numbers he got.
So here's my thing. We have seen too many times.
We're in here 2 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make it quick. We have seen people come
2
here.
hours, like, dang.
We have seen people come here. We have seen people come here and have 1 good year and get paid. And I'm telling you, we were getting ready to do the same thing with Jamal Williams. But Jamal Williams kept wanting more money, and then he ended up taking the same deal that we offered him after they turned it down. So what I'm trying to point out, hold on, wait a minute, just wait. So what I'm trying to point out is this: you have guys who will come here and have 1 year of success, and I'm like, I get it, but what I'm telling you is these same guys that we paid for that 1 year of success are not giving you year 2. They're not giving you year 3. They're not giving you consistency. They're giving you 1 year, like Charles Harris, like Romeo Okwara, and we're not getting anything after that.
And right, wrong, or indifference, that's what Brad Holmes does, man. He gives other players a second chance. And like I said, you can agree with it, you can disagree with it, but that's what he does. And he rewards players for playing out their year, overplaying their contract. And like I said, right, wrong, or indifferent, that's our GM. That's what he does.
Well, that's why contracts should be incentive based.
I don't see that changing.
Like mainly incentive based. So it's none of this. I'm getting paid.
Agree.
It's like, if you want to make top pay, if you get this many sacks, Aiden,
Players Association would have a shit fit on that one.
We're gonna fucking flood your fucking bank account. But it's all it should be all incentives, and that's how you stop a player from becoming lazy after a payday.
And that's how
it's happening. It's happening. Yeah. Go ahead, Bandit.
Go ahead. I'm
just agreeing with that. All. Go ahead, though.
I was saying, and that's how we're gonna end it with us agreeing on something. Everybody, you feel me? Not going home being mad before you lay down and go to sleep.
It's all good in love, man.
All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna let everybody take challenge before we get up out of here, man. Hey, man, Birdsong, man, I appreciate you coming on here, man. Come on anytime, man.
Birdsong.
Let everybody know where they can find you at, man.
Yes, sir. You held it down, bro. You held it on, man.
Let them know where they can find you at, Birdsong.
Oh man, just on YouTube, Birdsong or well, actually on Birdsong Beats on there because I produce too, so you get all my beats on there. X or whatever, Ibris on I. Follow me on there.
Rumble, let them know where they can find you at, Rumble.
Man, I'm always here with Bandit and the villains, bro. I'm always here. I'm always talking crap on my Facebook as well, man. But yeah, man. Hey, these are all passionate Lion fans. I'll go to war with these boys, man. We might not always see eye to eye, but when push comes to shove, we want the Lions to be successful, and we want the Lions to win, bro. So at the end of the day, man, my hats off to the panel as always. Bandit, I appreciate you. Luke G, you already know, man.
For sure.
Appreciate y'all boys, man.
Yeah. Yep.
About a
Mike, let them know where they can find you at, Mike.
I can find me on Twitter at @1pride_JR, and I agree with everything. With everything you just said, man. We in here, we talking football. It ain't that serious, man. Everybody not gonna have the same opinions. Everybody not gonna always agree. We just want to see the team fucking win, like he said, man. Hopefully they can get back to that this Saturday versus the Broncos.
Yes, sir. Blue, my boy Blue. Let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter.
go!
At
Fuck yeah.
bsilver92.
Sorry, y'all.
Sorry, I was distracted by Nate. My bad. Yeah, at bsilver92 is my Twitter. My YouTube is basically what you see on the screen. My name up here, blue and silver. Yeah, I got some couple videos coming out or on the channel already. So yeah, hopefully get some more out there.
Shameless plug.
Nate the Hate. In your bed, like,
Listen,
let them
y'all.
know where they can find you at.
Well, first off, you can find me on Bandit Sports here, and you can also find me in my car if I'm not working on the show. Also, listen, y'all. We can argue offense, we can argue defense. It takes 22 men to get where we want to get. All right, we got to get it right. We got the coach that can get us there. It's just a matter of getting out of our own fucking way. So let's go Lions and fuck the Packers.
For sure. My brother from another mother. Let them know where they can find you at.
What up, it's your boy Daddy? A little late, but you know.
A little sleepy.
Yeah. I had to work late, you know. But you can find me on Twitter at Markham246. And you know what, man? Just watching y'all earlier, man. I love it, man. Listen, y'all go back and forth like that. I can tell things got a little heated, but
We need your milk carton, man. We need your milk carton.
Man, I gotta get a new one. It's dirty. But at the end of the day, man, it's all love. Like y'all saying, we just want this team to win and to succeed. And right now, they're not doing that, so we're all a little heated. But you know, it's all love.
And to my brother that helped me get started with all this, man. Every time you come in here, man, you get my feelings all hyped up. Every time. But I love it, though, man.
Listen, you can find me at Lou G Still Review on YouTube. I'm also at Lou G Still Review on Twitter and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I support anybody who's talking Lions and pretty much anything, man. So I pretty much support people trying to do good and stuff. For me, this is about being able to have a conversation with other Lions fans versus having it with fans who are just other teams. They don't really have any interest in the team. They're not going to tell you what they think is best for the team. They're going to just tell you what they think because they ain't watched the game. So I love it when I have different opinions from people who got passion for the team and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? I'll be back on. I stayed up way past my bedtime. He's like, I need you on here, back. I'm gonna try my best to make it, man. So, but yeah, listen, this is a ball, man. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to do it again.
For sure.
Good having you, man.
I appreciate all y'all being on here, man. For real. Appreciate everybody that was watching. It's been a sports, man. We out, man.